I'm going to throw my computer out the fucking window. Yeah, yeah. Computer's going out fucking window. It's a piece of shit. So is my interweb access. Yeah, yeah. I cannot tell if I am broadcasting. Yeah, yeah. Out the window it will go. Yeah, yeah. Whoa, whoa. No, no. Oh, my Jesus. I'm a bitter, bitter, angry man. Oh, my God. Fucking thing load. Yay! Yay! Oh, you don't like my singing? Well, John did the Hangouts. I guess it disappeared. I'm live. Live from Grand Prairie, Texas. Hello, Chris. Don't stop believing. Yeah, yeah. I apologize, everybody. My computer is a piece of shit, and I have no control over that. Probably doesn't help that I punched at that fucking thing the other day. Ignore that Facebook message. I'm a big handsome man, yes I am, yes I am. A big handsome man, yes I am. Oh. Well, I'm glad looks like people are making their way back in. Woohoo! Nikki. I am drinking some tea. What are y'all drinking? So everything's looking good? Awesome. I'm a sweet tea guy. I like unsweet tea from time to time, but I'm really an Arnold Palmer kind of guy. I like half and half. You know, sweet tea and lemonade. Nothing in it. Nothing in it. Just ice cubes. I had a couple glasses of wine at dinner tonight, so I'm not really a big drinker, but all right. I apologize, everybody, for the horrible show earlier. All right, so let's try this again. I'll invite some people back in. Is Steve still around, or did he go to bed?
All right, let's try this again.
Howdy, sir. Hey, on my last like 2 or 3 shows, like the thumbnail, like I don't know how to change the thumbnail, but the thumbnail is a picture of you, Scott, sitting in your chair.
Yeah, I noticed.
I am back.
Because YouTube couldn't stand to put your big handsome stuff up there, so they put my ugly stuff up there instead.
I know. Food.
There is a conspiracy against you, so you can't grow so fast.
Fishing, man, that was the first thing I got drunk on at 16. Boone Strawberry Hill wine. Wow. Hey, Dina. Hello, Carla. And Valerie.
Wow, I got a new subscriber. Nice.
John
Jones.
Oh.
Thank you, John Jones. That's probably Scott's like troll account or something.
I know, no, but I can make a Nevermore Antiques account.
There could be more than one. When I went to make this channel, I could have just called it the same exact thing as I called my last one, but I didn't. I wanted to separate them.
I think Resell Rabbit said he's got somebody out there that copied his name.
Yeah, he did.
He did.
I like that guy. He's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I miss his videos, him on the road, because he's got a quirky sense of humor. He's entertaining.
I like it when he does the storage unit unboxings of the storage units, and he's got a really cool business model. I mean, he doesn't give any shits, He just, if it doesn't sell or if it's not worth anything, he opens up his warehouse and has a dollar sale. Gets rid of it. That's
almost the exact same business model I had with my place in Indiana. Like I would buy literally semi-truckloads of seasonal open box returns from Walmart, Macy's, and Target, and we bought a couple of Amazon truckloads, and then I had one warehouse that was just strictly discount warehouse. We'd sell everything like 50% face value, and then the other warehouse, we did our auction gallery. So we had an auction every Friday.
He's the one who wow, we're getting a lot of feedback here. You guys getting that, or is it just me?
It was just you.
Well, he's the one who encouraged me to have that yard sale and just get rid of shit. It wasn't like I needed to keep this stuff. I've already made my money because I don't consider if I buy 3 things at the Goodwill and I sold one of them that paid for all of it, the rest is profit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm not losing money if I sell this at $1 or $2 or $5 because I've already made the money on something else that I bought that day or at another time, so I'm not losing money. So I watched Resale Rabbit and he did that dollar sale and he's making $2,000, $3,000 or $5,000 on selling things for $1 or $2, So that's what I did at my yard sale. And man, did I move a lot of stuff. And I made like $300 on stuff I was going to redonate to the Goodwill.
Well, if you watch Dusty's last video, it's like an hour and a half long, but in there he talks about, buy stuff, especially I get a lot of stuff. List the expensive stuff first that is gonna go to get your money back. So you keep maintaining a buying amount,
right?
So that you can continue to buy and your money is back. And so even if you take a little longer to list, you've still got your money. You've still got the money to buy. You're not handcuffing yourself. And he's exactly right. I mean, list your best stuff first, and then get the money back and continue to list as you have time.
Right, and then instead of hanging on to stuff that isn't going to sell or you're not going to list, get rid of it. Even if that means redonating it to Goodwill or whatever, because you're going to end up with a lot of crap. Especially if you're kind of new, you're going to make a lot of bad buys. So sell it at a yard sale for $1 or $2.
Are you talking about all this shit behind me?
No, I'm talking about my own experience.
So I got a couple of bolos I want to share with you guys.
All right.
They're hats. I've sold.
I got a couple too, but go ahead.
I was very surprised. I paid 50 cents a piece for these things. Let me see if I can do the screen share here.
Yeah, I have one kind of similar.
Yeah, any military hats they sell. I sold that airborne hat for $35.
This one I'm not selling. I couldn't find a comp on it, but it's okay. It's Department of Defense, similar kind of hat.
Yeah, I like that one. That's a cool looking hat.
My uncle worked for the Department of Defense at the Pentagon, so I'm going to see him on the 24th. So I'm going to give that to him. So he also worked for the FBI and stuff like that. So when I find things like that, he gets it. But I mean, probably anywhere from $18 to $25 for a hat like that. I've sold a few.
Did we lose Delton? He is screen sharing away.
He's screen sharing, but I can't hear him.
I can't hear him either.
Well, then I'll show hats while he's trying to figure it out. This one, the last one sold for $66. This is a vintage denim. The brand is Swingster. The brand that sold for $66 was K brand, and that's what you want to look out for on the vintage hats. But made in USA. This one I should get around that price for it. Well X Troll. Yep. And any feed or farm related hats do really well. So this one's Big H Feeds. I couldn't find a comp for it, so I threw it up for $69. We'll see how it goes.
Hey, how about a Torchy's Tacos hat?
I love Torchy's Tacos.
I know that's why I bought it, because I love Torchy's Tacos.
But anyway, when you're looking at these old vintage hats, you want to find K brand made in the USA, and those are the ones that do super well. And some of them can go for hundreds of dollars. And usually they'll go overseas. The last one I sold, I got $56. It wasn't a K brand, but it was made in the USA. $56, and it went to Thailand. They love that stuff over there. The big patches, the mesh back. They love that stuff. And I've got a total of, I think these two were 50 cents. These three were, no, this one was $1.99. This one was 50 cents. This one was 50 cents. And the Department of Defense one was $1. So that's all I've got into them.
Wow.
It's amazing. I mean, I never find a hat at a yard sale more than $1.
No. And I bought, now this one I need a little help on, but I'm not sure.
Even estate sales, 50 cents or $1. They don't have any idea. So nobody tell them.
This is a vintage Nike hat. I got this for $1.50. It says "Just Do It" on the side. It's got a leather patch, Nike Air, but I'm not certain it's legit because the tag on the inside is not Nike. It's Young Ann, which is a well-known hat maker, but I don't know if they ever worked with Young Ann. And I couldn't find another version of this particular hat. It's vintage for sure. It still has the price tag underneath. It's new.
I bought this one yesterday at the thrift store for 99 cents.
But this Nike hat is legit. This one's from the 90s. And I've got this one listed for 50. It's new with tags. And you know it's old because it's got old Charles on the side. Sir Charles.
Young, thin Charles.
Yeah. So you know it's an old hat. But the last one sold for $32 without tags. So I listed it.
He's one of the few Auburn people I actually like.
Listed that one for 50. And then these old Logo 7 hats can do well too. So this one's got the tag on it still. Arizona Diamondbacks. So yeah, hats are a great market if you know what you're looking for.
And they don't take up space either.
No. I got a tub. I probably got 60, 70 hats in one tub or more. I got to go through them because I delisted a bunch of them.
I bought, when I was at garage sailing in Branson, Missouri, I got 8 brand new Snap-on hats. The guy was a Snap-on dealer.
Snap-on does well on a lot of things.
I got them marked at $15 a piece, but I got no bites on them yet.
I sold a Snap-on. It was one of those satin jackets, like from the 90s or what?
Yeah.
And it was Snap-on. I want to say I got like $50 for that.
Nice.
It was a while ago, though. Oh, I should. Where is my? I bet you I took that. Where did I put that? I got a Cincinnati Reds. What was the? It was a starter satin from a yard sale a couple weeks
Make a
ago.
video of setting it on fire and send it to John.
No, it's like a $50 or $60 code. I ain't gonna do that. And I've got like $2 into it or something, you know.
Oh,
Got it at a yard sale
I was
or
wondering
rummage sale or something.
I just sold something and I looked at my sales and I'm like, wait a minute, I was still in the hundreds. Now I'm in the 200s. I saw this old Coleco flashback, one of those games. This one's got Centipede on it. It was left over from I think last year. I never got it sent in. I got $75 for it, plus $5 to ship it.
nice.
Got $80.
What was it? What flashback?
It's called Coleco Flashback 61. It's got 61 games.
I wouldn't even thought that would have been worth that much, to be honest.
Yeah, Jacob just listed it because he brought it in from inside.
Because I have like the Atari flashbacks, and they're really not.
They're like $38 or $40. I have a couple of
Yeah.
those.
But I didn't know Coleco even made one.
Neither did I. I loved ColecoVision and Intellivision.
I did sell an actual old ColecoVision game a few months ago for like $30. I couldn't test it because I don't have a ColecoVision. So, but oil something.
Whatever
I
happened?
can't remember the name of it. They couldn't compete, I guess. I mean, you had Nintendo and Atari competing at the time too, you know.
I bet somebody bought them. I bet one of those big people bought them.
Well, a lot of the games, I think.
I remember, like, I had a ColecoVision in like elementary school, and then like in high school, we built a house and had a swimming pool put in, and it was an above ground swimming pool, but the swimming pool was made by Coleco. It's like, how do you go from games to swimming pools?
I was watching some video. I like to watch gaming channels, not the gamers, but the guys who talk about the history of video games and stuff on YouTube.
Yeah.
And they were talking about how there was this big competition, you know, to be the best out there back in the day. Nintendo and Sega and all those guys. And even Sega couldn't compete eventually, you know, after the Dreamcast debacle and all that stuff. So I'd like to find a Dreamcast.
I have one.
I haven't found one yet. I find games. Never a good one, though.
I have one, but my controller's broke. I've never bought another one.
It took me a whole year to find a good priced GameCube even around here. People want like $40-$50 for just the system with no cords. I'm like, no. So this year I found two. One was 10 and came with, it was just the GameCube itself. And one was $5 and it came with all the cords and controllers. So snapped them up. I haven't sold them yet though.
Says Coleco withdrew from the video game market in 1985.
I think they still made games for other systems though, didn't they? I want to say they did.
It's where Donkey Kong first came out at.
Yeah. I remember my very first video game system was Battle Tank, and it was just a standalone game, and you hooked it up into your TV, and it just these little blips of a tanks, and you shot each other, and there's like 10 different versions of the game on there or some shit.
No. You got to be old school. Hell, I started out with Pong.
Oh, well, we had Pong too, but
I remember our very first computer that we had was a Texas Instrument TRS 80 color computer 2. And I remember my dad had this great big book of like programming or whatever to play games. And I sat there for like 6 hours one day and typed and typed and typed and typed, made sure every line was right. And then when it was all said and done, I hit enter. And all that happened was the little ball just went back and forth. I'm like, are you kidding me? I sat here for 6 hours just to watch a goddamn ball go back and forth, back and forth. Oh,
when I was in high school, one of my classes was computer programming, and that's what we did. We made a game. We had to do Mr. Bojangles, and all he did was this thing, you know, with his arms, and that was our computer programming. The very first computer that I owned was a Commodore 64 that my parents bought, and it was like used at a yard sale. So, and we had Pool of Radiance on there, Dungeons and Dragons Pool of Radiance. Man, that was a great game, but it would freeze up like after you've played for 2 hours, and then you had to restart the whole thing.
Wow.
But it was fun. It was fun to play. I wish I could find that again. I want to find. I know a guy who has. He said he's got 6 or 7 Commodore 64s, and he doesn't know what to do with them. And I kind of told him, I'll take them off your hands. So I would hope that particular game is in there, and I'd keep one for myself just to play that game again. It was fun.
Let's see what they say about Intellivision, because Hit and ColecoVision were damn near identical.
Yeah, we didn't. I know a guy who knows a guy. Yeah, we didn't have a lot of money back in those days. So, like, my parents were. My thriftiness probably comes from my mom, because she would buy us stuff at yard sales for Christmas because she couldn't afford to do it any other way,
Yeah.
And so when we got that Commodore 64, I remember, came from an auction. Our firehouse would run an auction once a year, and that's my parents would go. And my stepdad didn't really resell things, but he liked stuff. He was borderline hoarder, let's put it that way. And one of the things in there was that Commodore 64, and I think he probably got it for $1 because nobody wanted it. And it came with the monitor and everything, and the games and the programming manuals, and I wish we still had it. My very first computer that I bought for myself was a Macintosh Performa 6200. Boy, did I love that thing. That thing was awesome. I took out a Sears credit card just to buy it back in the day.
I'm trying to catch back up on chat.
$2,500 to buy that computer when it was new.
I think in 95 or 96 we bought a 50DX or whatever they called them, with a 14.4 baud modem, and we just thought it was the greatest thing.
Oh.
I remember when you wanted to get on the internet back in those days, you had a local company, and you had to go through a local company. I mean, AOL was around, but we had a local company called EerieNet, and you actually had to physically go to their facility to pick up the discs, and then they would have to walk you through how to install it all on your computer, and then you would go on dial-up. And the internet was pretty new in those days, in the early 90s, and so you had like BBS message boards and the news groups. I remember the news groups. I used to make a lot of money in the news groups. I was one of the people who got in early on affiliate marketing when it was brand new, and I wish I would have stayed with it. I really do, because I would have made a ton of money.
Chad has joined us.
I used to spam the news groups before the word spam was even a thing, and advertise this dating website that I didn't even care about. But I'd make $200-300 a week doing it, and then everybody got on the affiliate marketing train, and that went away.
So I wonder if Chad approves of my new camera and microphone.
You sound and look, well, now we got to look at you, but you sound a lot better.
Oh, hey, Todd. I didn't realize Todd was in here.
Yeah, which one did you buy? The C920?
I'll have to look and see what mine is.
No, it's what is it? It's a Papa Look 1080p.
Chad says it still looks like shit.
Mine is so old. It's a Logitech, and all it says on it is 720p. There's no numbers or anything to tell me what model it is, but it comes across pretty good. And I bought it at a yard sale probably 6 or 8 years ago, at least.
So I'm getting ready to plan my next vacation in October, and there are 2 giant garage sales. One is a 200-mile-long garage sale in Kentucky, like the first week of October, and then the second one is like it's a 100-mile-long garage sale in Georgia, like the second or third week of October. Have y'all ever done any of those? One's called like the Highway 60 garage sale, and the other one's called the Peanut Picker garage sale.
I haven't done any of those.
For this year or next year?
For this year. there in October.
Doesn't that one run through Cincinnati? I think John Cincinnati Picker was talking about it.
Hey, if you go to Georgia, I'll catch up with you. I'll catch up with you. Hit some yard sales with you.
I'm thinking about going. I want to.
I could probably make it to Kentucky.
The Kentucky one is 4 days long. It's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then the one in Georgia, it's only like 1 day. But I would imagine people would be out. It's only set for Saturday, but I would imagine people would still be out Friday. But I think Kentucky sounds a little better.
The one the longest one we have around here is Route 7 yard sales, and it's about 70 miles. But the problem with it is it runs through like Amish country, parts of it. So some of the yard sales are few and far between. But once you get into the towns, then there's a ton of them. And I made really decent money last year going. But I've never been on one of those super long ones.
Hell, I made you in Kentucky then. It's only like 4 hours.
Do what now?
I can be in Kentucky in like 3.5 hours. Hell, I'll meet you up there.
Hell, so can I.
I don't know where.
If you guys want to make a plan, I'll try to do it. When is it?
It's like October 14th through the 18th, I think. Let me.
Oh, I love the Amish fishing and picking. They're great people. They bought a lot at my yard sale this past couple weeks ago, and they're good people. My brother-in-law's former Amish, so.
Chad is requesting that you go ahead and do the rant because you didn't rant in the last video.
I haven't heard anything. I see rant, and that's why I came in, and I haven't heard one yet.
Oh, I'll rant about my damn internet access. Let's see. What is this thing called?
I think it was clickbait is what that was.
Oh, is that it?
Well, yeah, you put rant in the title. People come in just to see what you want to rant about.
Everybody can rant.
I have nothing to rant about.
I don't remember what I was going to rant about, honestly, now.
How about you bought some stupid football thing off of some jackass eBay seller, and
That's awesome.
You're afraid you're not going to get it.
Not as described. I would like a refund.
Hey, dude, if it's not as described, send it on back. I'll take the return. I saw that thing and I couldn't pass it up. I don't remember what I paid for it. You got a good deal because I probably paid $4 or $5 for that thing. And yeah, it's cool. So show it off when you get it.
Well, let me put a link in the chat. Ooh, I just sold something.
Well, rant over. You sold something.
Can y'all see? Click on that link. Did that work?
I click on it, but I wouldn't. Oh, the Highway 61.
Yeah.
The Spruce Highway 60 yard sale. Western Kentucky.
I sold a Funko Pop.
I sold one. I sold one yesterday.
But I have 200 of the exact same one.
On Saturday, I'm going to a town-wide yard sale in the town that I grew up in. And this is, I think, their first one. So let's see how it goes. But I need to start videoing these things. But my wife goes with me and she hates being on camera. So that's why I don't, mostly.
Yeah, I was watching Lonnie today, and he was talking about hiding the camera in his hand and palming the camera to videotape. If you're going to videotape, don't be a chicken. Just put the stupid thing right on your chest and go about your business. Nobody cares. I get like 3 or 4 people ask me, is that a camera? No shit. It's an atom bomb I got strapped to my chest. What the hell do you think it is?
Tell them it's some sort of...
You should tell him you're Iron Man.
Or tell them it's a pacemaker.
Okay. Saturday, I'll tell somebody it's a pacemaker.
Don't touch it. Don't touch it. I need this to survive.
But
so where does this thing go? Highway 60, Livingston, Crittenton, Union, Henderson, Davies, Hancock, Breckenridge, and Meade.
I think it goes horizontally across Kentucky.
Yeah, there's one that John was talking about that goes up through, I think through Kentucky, but into Cincinnati and.
Well, that was the one they just did.
That was Tennessee.
Well, no, they all went to Tennessee, but it goes like
I don't know where all
the way down to Tennessee, from what I understand.
Yeah, we'll have to try to make a thing on this one. What's the dates again here? I don't see the date.
Where did I see that earlier?
I'm all about yard sale, man. I like the long ones, but there is a lot more competition too. But John and Lonnie did really well. I mean, he found that Hutch bike. That, man, I'd love to find one of those.
You see, Lonnie found one today.
Yeah, well, that's his wife's old bike. That was her actual bike. Yeah, and it looks like it's in awesome condition. I used to do a lot of BMX stuff and fix up old bikes for the neighborhood kids and things like that. But I would find the crazy weird ones, you know. And
Okay,
I was always out looking for a Hutch. I never found one.
The Highway 60 this year is October 4th through the 7th.
Okay, I'll have to look on the calendar, see what I'm doing. But I wouldn't mind hanging out with. I want to hang out with Scott for sure. And you seem like a hell of a guy to have a beer with, and I don't drink, so we'll have to try it out. But hey, my wife just came home, so I'm gonna hang up and go spend some quality time.
All right, buddy. Good talking to you.
All right, later.
Let's see.
They're complaining my camera's not in HD. Oh well.
Is it Chad that's complaining?
No, it's actually John Belushi this time.
Huh. Let's see.
You know, it takes a real man to hide behind a fake name to complain about something. That's awesome, isn't it?
Oh, man.
Or it could be a woman. Hell, we don't know.
Well, there's Shane. Actually, he's not really a fake man. He was a dead.
A dead man, yeah.
You mean a comedian who owns you?
Did the government kill John Belushi?
I think the cocaine probably killed John Belushi. Let's see. Hello, Shane. Man, I gotta pack and ship some shit tonight now. Help a figure, yeah, I think they. Hey, Todd, where are you? You're in Texas too, right?
Todd's in Waco, Texas.
Okay.
Hey, Todd, I just want you to know when I went through Waco, we stopped and got something to eat. I looked at everybody's hands and I didn't see you.
That's awesome.
I'm like, excuse me, can I see your knuckles, please?
Oh, man.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
when we came through Waco, Todd, there was a part of the interstate that it popped up. I guess it collapsed and then put a piece of concrete up. And there must have been 14 cars with double flat tires and bent rims where that they all hit the same piece of concrete.
it got hot and expanded and one section flipped up?
It was like it looked like it was about this big and about this wide, probably 2 foot section, kind of just turned up like this. It's like a hole came in and it fell up. And then when the cars came by, you know, they hit it. You'd hit it so fast, you hit it with both wheels on whatever side you hit it on. It was they finally, by the time we got there were cops blocking it everywhere, and there were tow trucks everywhere.
Oh, wow. I remember when I was in high school, something like that happened where they had just put like new section of highway in, and it got so hot that it expanded, and like one section kind of popped up like that. And it was right before you hit the bridge for the lake, and there was a guy who had a Fiero and launched his Fiero and careened into the guardrail of the bridge. It was like right by the high school.
Yeah, we were an hour late, and we figured if we'd have been on time, we'd have probably hit that, or at least would have had to dodge it.
Good thing you had the flat tire earlier, or the nail, huh?
Yeah, that screw was in that tire. Yeah, it saved me from probably hitting that.
Well, thank you, Hawkeye Pickers. Appreciate that.
Because it was in the middle. It was in the middle lane, so there's a 50-50 chance I'd have hit it because I wouldn't have been on the inside lane.
Oh wow. Man, but a buddy of mine in high school had. Now they're talking about Fieros in the chat. But it's my good buddy Scott, Sam.
Oh, Sam's just messing. Sam actually, on the benefit for Tanya, actually was the winning bidder on one of the Harley planes I had. So he's just messing with you.
On one of the what?
I put up for sale for two Harley banks. They were 1929 planes.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I was driving back from vacation that night. I couldn't make the show. I wanted to see, but I guess it lasted like almost 6 hours. Everybody said. Uh-oh. John Belushi pissed off Nikki, evidently. I don't know what he said.
He has a habit of doing that. I'm not buying you a women's car. That's funny.
What is this? Let's see. Why did they delete all his comments?
I don't know.
Hey, untruthful one. Thank you.
Yeah, quiet the rant show. Oh yeah, this is a.
Yeah, I'm going to change the name of it.
Yeah, I think I started out my show this morning. The title was "Your Guess is as Good as Mine" because I couldn't think of a title. And it eventually ended up being a show about, about the only way you're ever going to truly get ahead in this is to increase sales and do things right is to treat it as a business.
Yeah. Man, that John guy, man, I would love to pick his brain for an hour one day.
He needs to write a book. I keep telling him over and over, right? I mean, because he just has all these ideas that just all the time. And I put a link in the chat for his Facebook where he does his daily writing. It's called No BS E-commerce. Yeah. Yeah, he sat down and figured out, that he was gonna. What's the one thing that he could do that he would he would sell generic stuff, whether it's pots and pan holders, as towels, as stuff that people buy and use up over and over, but nobody really thinks about it. I mean, people don't realize how much that stuff sells. And he found suppliers, and then he decided that pay-per-click was the way to go, and he was going to push advertising, and he was going to learn how to be the best at it.
Yeah.
And he was spent hours working on it and tracking it and tracking it.
Hi, Jacob. That's your boy.
Yeah, is Jacob back there somewhere?
Yeah.
It was by accident. His mom will say, "I left you a message on Facebook." Mom will do Facebook.
Oh, I gotta. You know, I'm thinking that LL Bean sled that I got. Did I show you that the other day?
You were telling me about it. I don't.
So I'm thinking about putting that in my MSP auction on the 14th of July. But man, I don't know how much that would cost to ship that big ass thing.
How much does it weigh?
Probably 20 pounds. But it's
Well,
like 46 inches long in total and
oh wow.
18 inches wide and or deep and 20 inches wide. Here, hold on. I'll show you.
Yeah, the ABC of reselling. He just finished up. That was. He didn't get started until what about 8 o'clock tonight. Listing. He's did his 25, and now he's going to terrorize his friends on whatever the gaming one is.
World of Warcraft?
No, they play League of Legends or something.
Oh. Can you see this thing?
Oh yeah. Not only is it long, but it's gonna be thick too.
Oh yeah, yeah. But it was made by LL Bean, and there's a date on it. It says made in Canada, January of '93. So I don't know what money that would bring at auction in the middle of July.
Yeah, I thought about that. You're in Texas in July, auctioning off a sled.
Right? Like when I pulled that out of that storage unit, I was like, what in the hell is this doing here?
Oh, John, why are you not in here, boy?
Uh,
Your internet can't be that crappy. All these people in their Camaros. I had a Mustang. No Camaros.
do know what?
They're talking about Camaros and Firebirds. There's a guy on Amari King who does a rants about Camaros and people who drive them. He calls it a Camaro.
You know, I've never met a heterosexual man that drives a Mustang that's not a giant douchebag.
Oh, John, you need to defend your manhood.
John drives a Mustang?
He's had a Mustang. He bought his wife a Mustang, and he wants another Mustang.
John Johnson?
Yep.
He does have some awkward man love for what's his name? Bonafide. That's it. I wouldn't admit that in public, John. But not in a public forum.
He's owned 6 Mustangs. I've only owned 2, so there you go.
I had one in high school, but in high school I was a douchebag.
Yeah, I had one in high school, but it was a 4-cylinder little white. It was just a regular Mustang. It wasn't a GT or none of that craziness.
Oh, mine was a 1975 Mustang 2.
The ugly years. Ooh.
Oh God, it was a glorified Pinto.
Yeah, I had a 79. So it was the first year they came out of the ugly years.
Oh,
Not that the Fox body was a beautiful car or anything, but it was better than the other ones.
oh, Fox body was horrible. What was the other one? Remember the cheap before the Escort? They came out with the EXP. You remember that one?
Oh yeah.
God, that thing was hideous. Let's see. I thought I sent John a link.
Oh, I just sent it. I just sent it to him.
Did you see that Facebook video, Gabe? The guy is just chopping wood. just absolutely going to town. He's got an axe in each hand, just absolutely destroying the.
I did not.
Oh, I'll tag you in it. It's crazy.
Yeah, the vanilla ice Mustang. You're talking to a guy who has 2 minivans.
I think I'm going to end up buying one of them Ram ProMasters like John's got, but I want a 2500 with the high top.
Yeah, so it's like driving a big sail down the road.
Exactly. A giant advertising board for 9-pound hammer auction service.
They call it Texas Pickers.
No, that's everybody's a picker anymore. You gotta be the 9-pound hammer.
So was this the 76 Trans Am? Was that the Bandit car?
No, that would have been 77.
Yes.
No,
79.
The 76 was my wife's, but you know, we have cars. I don't consider it's marital property. She's actually had a 99, a 76, and an 80 Firebirds. She's a big Pontiac. She loves Pontiac.
I was a huge Pontiac fan. I had a 67 Firebird that me and my dad rebuilt.
Oh wow, that's nice.
It had when we paid $900 for it, and the guy said he had rebuilt the engine. Well, his idea of rebuilding the engine is one of the bolts that holds the rocker arm had snapped, and he hand brazed it back together. Well, he didn't do it perfectly straight because one of the rods wore a groove right through the head. So it had a 326 in it. We pulled it out, put a 400 in with the 500 racing training with slam shift. That thing was just.
And my wife's cooking spaghetti or something.
Are your children fighting?
Yeah, they are. They're fighting with mom because it's 10:44 at night and it's time to cook dinner. I'm hungry and I'm fat.
Your wife just called you fat?
No, she said she was fat.
Oh.
She says, I'm hungry and I'm fat.
Right on.
She just thinks, hey,
Yeah.
guys.
See, Shane, if you're going to have a 69 Dodge, why the Charger when there's a damn Superbird?
Ooh, what about the Bumblebee?
The Superbirds are just so badass.
Super Bee. That's what it was.
Yeah, the Super Bee, that was a nice car, but they only made, what, 500 of them?
Yeah, I got a girl I went to high school with. Her dad's got one of them. It's badass. I want my ultimate dream car would be the Firefighter the 455 Super Duty Firebird. That's my dream car. My very first car that my parents gave me when I was 16 was a 1983 Plymouth Colt with 316,000 miles on it.
Hey, I'm doing good on the show. I'm over 300 now for the day. Let's just keep going. I've sold 4 things on the show while we've been live.
Really? I saw one. Let's get Shane in here too.
I have been sucking it lately. I'm at $25.95 for the day.
$25?
Yeah. I honestly think I don't know. I can only speculate, but because I didn't go to the free shipping or free returns, I'm wondering if they're not hiding stuff.
I haven't
I haven't gone either.
I have not done
Really?
returns at all, but I boosted my promoted listings to 10%, and I don't know if that's helped or my YouTube has helped. I don't know.
I boosted mine to 1%.
Hey, Scott, when you guys were this morning while I was driving into work and I was listening to you guys, where do you go find out your promoted listings and how much it's costed you?
If you click under promoted list, if you click under promotions and then go down to promoted listings, there's a it'll show up on a dashboard. I spent $18.18.
Manage promotions, is that it?
Let me do it again. From overview, I hit under marketing, I hit promoted listings, and it comes up straight to the dashboard.
Well, that sucks. I have one campaign, 235 listings promoted, 236 clicks, 7 items sold, ad fees of $37.20. And $371 in sales. So I guess that's 10%, huh? Can you hear me?
We were just digesting the information from you.
Oh, sorry. I'm impatient, damn it.
I was trying to scroll down because I've got some that are not in a campaign. I need to make sure I give them their 1%.
All right. I'll be right back.
Let's everybody high while he's gone. Yeah, they're a little sneaky with their apply trending rates are like 7%. Whatever. Wow, that's a lot of shoes, Sam. Sam has sold 57 pairs of shoes since Monday. Is it me or can anyone else hear John?
Can you hear me now?
You were just talking. I'm like,
I turned my mic off because my kids were having World War III in the kitchen, and I'm like, these people don't want to hear that. I'm about ready to get the ruler out. But anyways, I have a friend that he is been in contact with eBay, and they reset his account. And he says he's been selling like crazy after they reset his account.
How do you count?
I don't know, but he gave them my phone number. So he says, I'm going to be their second guinea pig. He talked to the lady today, and he said that he was their ground. He was patient zero, apparently.
I think your friend is bullshit.
I don't know. He seems to be legit. I've talked to him, but I've thought about calling in myself, but he just messages me. I don't know why he would lie. It doesn't make any sense, but I think that with all the changes that they've made, everything that I sell is stuff that I've listed in the past 6 months, and anything before that, I don't get it. I don't get it. Rod and the clothing sellers are disagreeing, and I can see where Rod's right because Rod sells a lot of hard goods, and when people buy a hard good, if I buy a cell phone, like I need that cell phone, and I know what I'm getting when I get that cell phone, and I'm going to buy it and I'm going to keep it. But if I buy a shirt, it's so easy to do. It's so hard to do free returns on clothing. I don't think I could suggest it for a clothing seller, but for someone like me, it would be pretty easy on all my light stuff to just do free returns for no more than the returns that we get. I don't think I'd see a huge increase. Maybe just do it on everything underneath $100 or something. I don't know. But yeah, it's tough. It's definitely tough. That free return stuff's crap. I think so.
Let's see.
Well, they're just trying to do it to match what the rest of the e-commerce world is going to, and to make eBay a more attractive market for customers. You know, that's what they're suggesting we do. So, I mean, I can see their position, whether I agree or not.
But who else is doing that? What's the other marketplace that you can just send something back for free?
eBay or Amazon?
Yeah, but there's no limit to it. You just as much as you want.
No, that they have started suspending people who are return too much and canceling accounts.
Oh, so eBay, what they're going to do is they're not going to learn from Amazon. They're just going to repeat the same mistake a couple years behind Amazon.
Well, it's just the problem.
I knew the answer. I knew the answer already. I just wanted someone else to say the problem. And the thing is that yes, it's a problem. You can't give free returns on stuff that you'd be better off to not sell to those people than you would be to cater to them. That's just my opinion. They're the people that need to go to Walmart. Go to Walmart. Go to Walmart and buy it.
The bigger problem Amazon has not the free returns or the returns. It's that people lie to tell you why, because they only give free returns for certain reasons. So, you know, people will tell you that they got a used item, they got an item that's broken, they got whatever. And, you know, then Amazon holds the seller accountable saying, you sold a used item. No, I sold a new item. You won't give them free returns unless they say something stupid. So it's something stupid to get a return for free. So the Amazon's not completely free. You know, if it's buyer's remorse, it's not a free return.
Yeah, see, and that's the way it should be on eBay. But yet again, they just do the same thing and hold us responsible. And it's just ridiculous.
I sold a Levi jean jacket, a trucker jacket or whatever, about I don't know, 2 months ago, and it went for like $68. I put measurements, like with pictures with the tape measure, the size that it said on the label, everything. And this guy bought it. It cost me $18 to ship this big ass bulky thing, and he was like, opened a return and says doesn't fit, and I denied the return and replied, seller asked no questions. Sizes, measurements were clearly in my listing description. I am not responsible for any weight loss or weight gain by the buyer. And I won. I was absolutely surprised.
Yeah, but if you read a lot of statistics, I talk about this a lot. The easier you make returns, the less likely are people are doing. They get used to something, you know. They think they've got all the time in the world to return it, and generally it doesn't get returned as frequently as you know. As a seller, we would think, oh my God, we're making it too easy for it to come back. But the psychology behind it, you know, that's why they do it at Christmas. The psychology is, you know, people get used to it and they accept it, and then they decide, well, I got 60 days. Man, they after a couple of weeks, it's especially 21 days. It's a habit. It's ingrained. It ain't coming back.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm afraid to, like right now though. I mean, I'm small time right now. I'm not like, you know, I'm afraid to spend any money I have in my PayPal account right now.
And that's it too. You know, sellers are so scared of returns too because they don't hold any money back. You know, they spend whatever, and you know they're running on such tight margins. You know, do I like returns? Hell no, but they come back. I got a VCR coming back now. Return today. It's $179 return. What do? You just take it back and sell it for parts.
Or they buy them from you so then they can record all of their VHS to DVD and then send it back to you.
Well, he claims that one of the little flip down door got broken shipping and it won't power on, which I don't believe him. But you know, I've taken a picture of the serial number and everything, so he better send the same one back.
I'm almost like with all these back here behind me, I almost want to make a video of me boxing because I'm going to double box all of them and I want to make a video of boxing them, shipping them, and just
Well, the reason why I was ordering bubble wrap is because I went to I needed some large bubble wrap so that I can really protect these things. So more than I have been. So that's what the larger all I have is the small, and the small bubble wrap for those heavy electronics does not give a lot of protection. So
yeah,
the bigger one is better. Are you guys back live? No, Jerry, we're not live. Here's your sign.
I sent Rod a link to come in. He just, I don't know what he's doing.
Rod didn't want to be associated with us.
Probably.
He's got standards.
He's too good for us.
He's a smart guy.
I wouldn't associate with myself if I didn't have to live in my body.
3 out of 4 of my personalities don't like each other.
I'm just listing away over here.
Hey, I listed 25 today. How many did you list?
Probably about that. But you had your boy do it, didn't you?
Hey,
I need one. I need one of those.
Imagine how much more you would sell, Scott, if you and your son did it. You'd list twice as much.
damn it.
Me and my logic.
I got a cabinet hung up today, and I actually cleared the table off so I can move more stuff over here. I'm supposed to be working on an Amazon order, but y'all distracted me.
Is that that cabinet you bought at the garage sale a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, for $10. Yeah.
That looked like a hell of a deal.
Yeah, it's a big kitchen cabinet. It's a 6-foot cabinet, and the table I do all my shipping on is a 6-foot table. So I'm able to put a lot of supply up there, and it's nice that it's a kitchen because it's got that open. So I'm gonna go buy a dowel rod tomorrow and put through there. So my big roll of craft paper, we'll just get out of the way so I can just pull it down and tear it off while I'm shipping.
Sam says Red Wing boots up his average. I used to have a pair of Red Wings. Those sons of bitches are expensive.
Yeah, he said up there somewhere that he bought a bunch of shoes for $8 at a shoe store that was going out of business. Roll back so I can. He said they got lucky and bought out an entire stock of a bankrupt shoe boutique, over 800 pairs at $8 a pair. That's an awesome score.
It's
You don't like the wax I use on there, Jerry, to make it shine.
mine's pretty shiny tonight. I finally shaved this morning. Night,
Yeah.
Todd. Take it easy, buddy.
Yeah, I need to. Tomorrow I'll be really shiny.
I used to, like, when I would shave, I used to put, like, grapeseed oil, which made it super slick. I'd love to get Dusty on my show some night.
Hell, he's probably awake. He's an insomniac. He stays up all hours of the day and night.
Send him a link.
I'll check and see if he's on. He's not on Facebook, so
Oh.
I look pixelated. I don't know. Move the camera closer. This thing is supposed to stream in HD, but
You're back.
Shane.
what's up, Shane?
What's up? Can you guys hear me?
Yep. It's a panel of the bald heads.
So let me explain my thoughts on this free returns deal. And I'm going to be very bluntly honest about it. So here's the deal. With me, I don't drink. So I'm just going to state this: is I don't drink Kool-Aid. I've seen it happen over and over again. And like I said, I have a retail background of about 8 years in corporate management and mid-level management. So what I can say is brick and mortar stores run on average a 32% return rate. Okay. Internet sales is higher. So if you're not selling super high volume and you're not selling clothing, like I sell a lot of clothing, and I know Scott, I don't know if he sells a lot of clothing. I know he sells a lot of hard goods and a lot of like stuff from Walmart and stuff like that, and retail arbitrage. Even items like that new in the box, you may not run a super high return rate, but if you sell clothing in a plethora, basically what you're going to do is you're going to run a try-on service. Because when you offer free shipping, if you read the fine lines, you can't fight anything. Even if it's buyer's remorse, you're done. I've had 4 cases of buyer's remorse in the last 3 weeks, and they've all dropped the return. So if I would have accepted those, one of them was on a $13 t-shirt. So if I would have even had that accepted, I wouldn't have made any money on that item. And that's probably in clothing. If you don't have an ASP higher than about $25, that's what's going to happen. So that's kind of my thoughts. Like, I don't care if you offer free returns. I could care less. I know personally I'm not, because it's not the right business decision for me. It may be from other people, but also like what I'm trying to do is like boost my ASP to about $20 an item, but I'm also trying to do high quantity of items. So some of the items I have are lower than that, but they're huge bulk quantities. You know, if you take 10 returns on a 300 item quantity you bought for $20, you're not going to lose money at all. But if you take that return on that one-off item, let's say Scott's VCR, he might have paid $5 to $7 for it, or at a yard sale for 50 cents, whatever.
15.
You know, what's that?
The one that's coming back today, if I paid $15.
Right, $15, and you sold it for what, Scott?
180.
So $180 on $15, and then you have to pay the shipping back. So on free returns, if you have the return, you have to pay the shipping back. You have to pay the shipping there. So when you resell it again, you pay the shipping there. That's 3 times that you paid shipping on one item. 15, 15, and 15. That's $40 in shipping on one item, because you have to count the sale the next time to ship it out. So then your profit margins go from a lot to they start shrinking. And if you get another return, then they shrink. And if you're a smaller seller, like Scott does high volume, if you're a smaller seller, that's going to eat away at your bottom line a lot. Trust me, a lot. So that's all the things you got to think about.
All right, I'm going to restart this thing. I'll be right back.
And, you know,
I got a question about the promoted listings. Do you do those at all, Shane?
dude, I am the master at promoted listings.
Okay, so I had somebody buy a HP Pavilion laptop for parts repair not working, and then literally like 4 hours later they requested to cancel it. So I canceled it, but here it's still showing that I'm having to pay the $4.50 ad fee. You
should get a credit back at the end of the month. So you may have to pay it. So what's happened to me is I had a couple cancellations a couple of weeks ago on a promoted item. eBay credited that back to me. I paid it, and then they credited it back. It makes no sense, but I actually had a green credit to where I was like a $20 credit. So it just sat there until I used it up.
Right on.
And if you don't get the credit, call eBay. They should give it to you. You know what I mean? Because the thing is, with promoted listings, it's just like your final value fees. If it doesn't sell, you don't pay, and if it gets returned or you have to cancel it, it gets reimbursed.
Makes sense.
So yeah, a lot of people like, I don't know, a lot of people don't know me too well, but I don't drink Kool-Aid. I don't follow any other, really resellers. I just, I do my own thing. And with what I do is like my business is my business. I'm not going to compare it to Deldon's. I'm not going to compare it to John's because you can't do that. You have to compare your business by your business. You know what I mean? In order to do that, I've just seen returns get out of hand. And what I can tell you is when you get one, then they start coming in droves.
Yeah.
That's when you get a lot.
I mean, I'm not really what extra percentage or whatever. I'm going to be reviewed on the 20th. Right now, I'm going to be a top rated. I get comments about top rated plus.
Yeah, I'm top rated and top rated plus, but I'm not doing a free return, so I'm going to lose that, and I don't care. Nikki says, Shane, do you reset your promoteds every day? No, Nikki. I have a routine I do. So I start my new promoteds on either Friday night or Saturday. And then everything that's ending in that weekend, I start another promoted on the items that ended. So I may have 4 or 5 promoteds running at once. I let them run for 5 days and then I end them and restart them again. I found out about every 5 days, your promoted start trending down. And that's when you want to restart it before they just bottom out. Because once they bottom out, then it takes like a day or two for it to actually climb back up on the views.
Now, see, like I've been running promoted listings for a week now. I've had 7 items sell in the last 2 days.
Yep.
Just from the promoted listings. So I got like another 40 listings that have no promotion.
Yep.
So I guess I need to go and create a second campaign.
Yeah. Yeah, all you do is you can create a second campaign, and then you can put it's a checkbox all the way at the bottom on the left, and it says hide promoted. You could hide the listings you've already promoted, and then those 40 will just show right up. And there's a glitch, so the promoteds are a little glitchy. So sometimes you have to go in and back out, and then sort them different, like by 50 or by 25, because sometimes they just won't show because it's kind of glitchy.
Yeah, Dusty was talking about that this morning. He does his every 4 to 5 days as well because he believes that you need to redo it.
Yep. Yeah, I fully agree with him on that. I really think you do. I'm a huge conspirator on that. And, I did a video on promoteds, and John hit me up, and I can't remember what he said, but he Facebook messaged me, and he's like, so, how do those work? And he did one, and he did like $500 in one day after he launched his. Didn't you, John? Something like that?
Yeah, I've you guys hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I did. And then I took somebody else's advice and started running them at around 1%. And I really don't see the same effect. I think I'm going to quit running. I might do like a 5% sale on my through my promoted or through my marketing strategy, and probably do like a 5% or 7% through the other way, and see how it pans out. It's really nuts that we have to jump through all these hoops to be able to get our stuff, to be able to figure it out. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It makes me want to cry.
And unfortunately, eBay is one of those sites where it's constantly evolving. And I don't know if that's a bad thing or not, to be honest with you. I really don't. It's a bad thing for sellers sometimes, but the big picture, I don't think it's bad.
Man, my pictures suck.
Yeah, you've got to have them evolving because you don't want them to stay stale. And, you don't want them to try different things. Yep. Because as eBay improves and as their site improves, it helps us. And you've got to take it as long as you can see the company is working in a correct way. When Meg Whitman or whatever her name was, she was a loser. She was running eBay to the ground.
She didn't do anything. She didn't update anything. She just left it.
I have more confidence in the leadership. Yep, I have more confidence in leadership now and where they're going, so I'm willing to accept some of the changes they do.
Yeah. And I mean, it feels sometimes like to sellers, because I know I get this feeling, It feels like the eBay CEO is sitting back in his chair and he opens a package of bologna and he's just throwing it against the wall to get something to stick. But I think he's desperate to grow the business. And that's what it's all about. Because like Scott said, if you let it get stale, that's why all these companies are closing, is because they can't evolve.
Well, they closing because of eBay
Yeah.
and Amazon.
And a lot of the companies that's closing, like the Bon-Ton stores, I worked for them for 5 years in upper level management. And I can tell you right now, their online sites suck. They're glitchy. They don't have a very good online business. And that's where it's at. You know, their infrastructure is basically falling down around them. And they took out too much debt.
Well, that's the American way. That's the way we're supposed to do it, right?
I remember when everything was an auction and there was no buy it nows.
I remember when some listings you didn't even have to have pictures. You just had a description and no picture.
I remember my first camera that was like, what was the very first standard size picture? They were just
3.3 megapixels.
It was even lower than that. I think it wasn't even a megapixel yet. I went and bought a camera and spent a couple $100 on it so I could take pictures for eBay.
Was that a Polaroid?
Something like that. I bought it at Walmart. I think I didn't. I should have bought it off of eBay.
Scott?
My very first digital camera, I could get 15 pictures before I had to put new batteries in.
Scott, do you run promoted listings?
Yeah, 1%.
1%. A lot of people do that, and they have a lot of success. I mean, they do.
I think Scott's lying to us.
He runs them on 10.
He's throwing us off. Yeah, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna tell him. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna tell him.
Well, and
he learned that at the University of Alabama.
a lot of this stuff, if it's a new, because I do wholesale too, so I'll buy from wholesalers, and that stuff is super tight margins a lot. So I will run 1% because you can't afford to run 10%. You're eating up all your profits.
I wonder if I should lower mine.
Here's what I do, but it may not work for you. I will set mine at trending, and then I will just scroll down and look at all of them and see the price and where it's at. And I'll increase it or decrease it on certain ones.
See, it said, like, right now I just created a second campaign, and like all my baseball caps and whatnot, it says trending is 10.8%. But I got my hats listed between $15 and $25 a piece.
Mm-hmm.
I paid 25 cents to 50 cents a piece. So I guess if I pay an extra $1.50, I'm not too worried about it, I guess.
Oh man, Scott's camera.
All right, John. All right, John. Here you go. $18 and $700 in sales. There's your 1%.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I mean, honestly, a lot of people, they don't like the idea of promoted listing because it's giving eBay more money. But if you run a 10% sale, you're going to be spending more money than you will with promoted listings.
Yeah, I think I've done 1% and a 10% sale. I think that's what I'm running right now.
Yeah.
I think
That's not bad.
The sale might be over. I think I've got to restart it.
I was running, I think over Memorial Day weekend, I had a Memorial Day kind of thing going where it was like 10%, and I just promoted everything at like 5.
I mean, I do true sales though. You know, when we list, when Jacob lists or I list, it's at or near the top of where it's sold for the condition of the item. And so if I put it at 10% off, it truly is 10% off.
Right.
I'm not going to play any of that. I don't have to try to calculate, you know, and try to figure out what sale I need to run to make my price competitive. Just start off that way. The heck with it.
Yeah, I don't mark my items up when I do a sale. I just do the sale. It's too much work to go through and mark them all up or whatnot.
I want this stuff to go away. You know, I've got a whole garage full. I want my garage back. I want to quit paying for a storage building.
Yeah.
And I'm buying shit. I'm still staying behind. You know,
storage isn't cheap, man.
Well, mine is. It's a 10 by 15 is $60 a month.
Dang, you got a better deal. I got mine's 10 by. It might be about the same size, and mine's 90 a month.
I live in the country.
Yeah, I do. I do kind of too. My town has like, I don't know, 1,500 people.
Is your post office a single window post office?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Do they close for lunch?
Yes, they do. 1 hour every day from noon to 1.
This one closes from 11 to 12:30.
Yeah, this is noon to 1, and at 1 o'clock they're open for biz.
Oh wow, Nikki's got to be 10 by 20 for 65.
Dang, that's huge.
But there's, out in the country of Alabama, there's wide open spaces, so storage buildings they're around. They're building new ones left and right, but they're everywhere out here.
Oh, in Illinois, there's quite a few, but like there's one right down the street from my house. They wanted 135 for like a 10 by 15, I think, or 12 by 14 or something like that. And then I went to 10 miles over to the next town and they wanted $90 for the same size. So I'm like, why not?
I have a storage unit back in Pleasant Plains, Illinois, that I still pay $80 a month on for a 10 by 20. Here in Dallas, I have 5 units that are 10 by 25 and one 10 by 20, and I pay $135 a piece for them.
Nice. Where the hell is Pleasant Plains at?
It is 7 miles west of Springfield.
Oh, huh. How much you want for it?
Do what?
How much you want for it?
Oh, for the unit?
Yeah.
I would probably sell everything in it. It's like stuff from when I had my restaurants.
Wow.
There's a whole bunch of restaurants equipment and then like all my decor from all my restaurants. And at one time I had 3 restaurants and a catering company.
Heck, you should just auction that crap off, man.
I know.
It would probably get a good penny for the unit.
I've been paying rent on it for 7 years now.
What in the world have you not done? Hey, Ron.
Hey, Rod, how's it going?
Hey, Shane. First of all, I was just razzing you. I tell John the same thing all the time.
I know.
To stop drinking the Kool-Aid.
It wasn't just you. There was a lot of people that, like I said, free returns, you just got to do what's best for you. And you're not going to know that until you start getting them.
Yeah, you know what? That's my biggest proponent is you have so many people. You look at Facebook groups, you look at other YouTubers, and they really promote highly that it is all these changes are negative. The sky is falling. Everything that eBay's doing is against the seller. The eBay's buyer community is full of scammers. You hear that all the time, and all I'm saying is everybody has to try it out for themselves.
Yep.
That's my big
You're
thing.
telling me that
You're totally right.
The buyer community isn't full of scammers? Man.
I am one. I will say this right now that I believe that there's more eBay seller scammers than there are buyers.
Yeah, and that's the thing is if you're a seller and you're a scammer, you're not going to last long because eBay will boot you.
These changes, and you know what? I'm holding on. All I can do, because my full-time job, I'm a developer, so I know that development of any system is going to take time. And all I'm doing is holding on to the fact that they are saying that they are going to improve seller protection. I know just this month I had, and granted, there was a fault with this, but I had a buyer, eBay automatically canceled the sale because they weren't verified. Yeah. And I didn't have to do anything about it. So I was, to me personally, maybe they've been doing that forever, but me personally, I saw that as, eBay's trying to make a step in the right direction. Yes, I do agree that clothing is a big one that I know that the returns are going to be higher on that. Yeah. But when we're buying an item for $1.50, $2 if you're going to the bins, whatever because I know what it's usually $2.50 a pound depending on where you live. Sometimes lower.
Sometimes 99 cents.
Yeah, and so you're paying 99 cents, and I will tell you that I've already said I have offered free returns since I started selling on eBay.
Absolutely.
I haven't seen a huge problem with it. I've done clothing. I've switched primarily to hard goods, but the returns that I did have, I would say 95% of them were me looking back and seeing, okay, what did I do wrong with that listing? What did I do wrong with that transaction? 90 to 95% of them were my fault. I either didn't take good enough pictures, I didn't take good enough measurements, or I missed a flaw in the garment. So you know what? I should have been called. I should be dinged for that. I mean, it drove me to improve the way I do everything.
Right.
But I'm really hoping that all these changes really do weed out some of these bad sellers out there that do not offer quality customer service. I mean, we are in the retail business.
Well,
our goal is to make our customers happy.
Right. And you can tell, like the eBay, and I'm just saying this, like from my experiences, you can tell the eBay buyers are appreciative of a good seller most of the time, because I've gotten tons of feedback. And I just sold a video game to a guy literally yesterday, and he messaged me. He's like, "You got any more?" And I'm like, "Yo, like 50." And I gave him a price list, and he may be buying $128 in video games from me. And I'm just gonna put like a bulk listing on eBay. But I've done this year so far. Well, I probably wouldn't say this year. I'd probably say this is June. So from February to June, I've sold 415 items, and my return rate is a 0.24, which is one item returned.
Which you can eat. I mean, when you, like I said, if you're paying low enough on your product, and how many items? I mean, figure that out. How many items do you have to sell, and figure the profit on those items, and figure out what percentage of return rate you can afford to lose. The whole free shipping thing. Right. You're mentioning how many times you have to pay shipping. I charge shipping for everything.
Right.
And if you're doing that, you're only paying for shipping once, and that's that one return.
See, and I bake. See, and that's where like I said, it's all about your business, because like Roddy charges shipping, and that's awesome. But I do free shipping on everything. So if you do free shipping, like I bake the shipping cost into my item price. So I'm technically still charging shipping, but I'm not.
That's like six. I mean, that's 6 1, half dozen the other.
But you can do the same thing. I mean, if you know your return percentage, and you know your average cost of goods, and the shipping of your average shipping price, you can bake that in. You add another 5-10 cents to your sell price of every item, and there you've made up for that.
Yeah.
And was Dusty gonna come in?
I never saw him.
Oh,
he's asleep, I'm sure.
And what I did was I thought about it like this. If I lose my 10% off my final value fees, okay, how many items would it take if I got a return to lose that 10%? And the question is 1. Because if you sell, like I do sell a lot of clothing, but I sell a lot of hard goods. I sell like golf clubs. If you get 1 return on those, your 10%'s gone for the month. And so that's why I chose to do, do the.
It depends how much, like, I mean, if you're out like $7 in shipping, because technically you're not out the whole cost. You're just out the cost of the shipping 2 ways. So if it's $14, but I just think that it's ridiculous that eBay has put the sellers. At least Amazon has a, you know what I'm saying? When you're in war and all of us are going to war and
Yeah.
You know, Shane, you're the general, and you're like, I'm going to be up front, and I'm going to be fighting with you. If you're going to die, I can die too. Well, let's frickin' go. Let's fight. Let's fight. You know, Amazon has a dog in the fight. They sell stuff. They can get returns. They got to pay that off their bottom line.
Yeah.
eBay don't sell shit. eBay don't have a dog in the fight.
Amazon owns brick and mortars now too. So
eBay does not have a dog in this fight.
Yes, they do.
What do they sell?
Their reputation depends on the quality seller and the number of buyers that come in.
Sure. I mean, I understand that point, but they're not the ones. They're never going to pay out they're not paying out returns. They're the ones that are paying it. They're the ones that are saying, we want you to pay to make us look good. That's what they're saying. You pay to make us look good. Well, okay. I'd like to find somebody like you that can write a good, like an API or something like that and say, hey, guess what? We're going to start a new eBay. And the seller community, like, there's enough YouTubers that has enough. If every YouTuber got together and invested a certain amount of money and was able to get up enough working capital and to use their channels and to use their voices as a united front to push a platform that's seller focused and customer dedicated, that to where you could look at an item and say, hey, this guy just got a box of rocks back in. That's pretty shitty. And he's been selling on there for 20 years.
Right.
He's probably not screwing anyone. Or if you get a seller, there's a way around it. And I think that eBay, they're creating that. And I think it's going to end up happening. I would love, that's why.
It's already happened. Poshmark and Macari.
Poshmark, Macari. None of those have a chance against eBay. If you think
you've got a problem in all that. You've got a problem in all this. You don't want eBay to be on the side of the seller. It chases away the buyer.
Right.
You want eBay to be a neutral arbiter. They are there just strictly to facilitate the transaction and to help if there's any problems in the middle. You want them to be neutral party. You want them not to favor a seller. You want them not to favor a buyer, because if it goes either way, you chase the other one off.
Right.
If they're too good to buyers, sellers run away. If they're too good to sellers, buyers run away. Yeah. So you want them they've moved back to the middle now, and they need to stay in the middle.
I'm not as gung ho and pro eBay as Rod, but I do love eBay. My only complaint is when I call in with an issue with a buyer or anything, I do not speak Hindi.
I'll agree.
And to get somebody from another culture who English is not their native language to understand what you're trying to convey to them is damn near impossible some of the time. And I have discovered a way to get around that. Every time I have called like the fraud department, I always get somebody at an eBay center in Austin, Texas.
Hold on. Did you say frog department?
Fraud.
No, I'm joking. It was a commercial.
I always get somebody in Austin. So every time I have an issue, I just dial up the fraud department and say, "Oh, I don't know how I got here, but hey, since I got you on the phone, you speak English. This is great. Let's." I
mean, let's put it like this. I am a huge eBay cheerleader. I love eBay. Don't get me wrong. Okay. eBay has paid for a down payment on my house. It just paid for a new roof on my house. I mean, eBay, if you really leverage it, you can sell a lot. I mean, look at John, look at Scott. Like, they're selling tons of stuff every day. But it's all about what you make of it. That's why eBay has, for now, they're letting sellers choose free returns or no free returns. It's all of what you make of it.
I will say that even with the foreign-speaking or poor English-speaking call centers, I feel that every time I've had to call, I have had my issue resolved. Maybe not the next day. Sometimes it's taken 3 weeks, but it has. Yeah. They have been resolved.
Yeah,
And I'm not an eBay employee, just so that everybody.
I was getting ready to say, I think Ron infiltrated our group. Either that or he's heavily invested in eBay stock. He's like, I'm going all in on eBay. No, but seriously, like, I love eBay, and I'm a big fan. I don't deal with calling in anymore. There's no problem that can't be handled over a couple days, so I just message eBay for business. And I message them, and I've developed an awesome relationship with them, and have talked to them, and have made friends with a couple of people there.
They send you free stuff. I would like eBay too. No,
I love them. They're awesome, and that's the way I go.
That with them with the Incredible Hulk mask on.
Yeah, right.
The one thing I would remind you, the chat is Tara is saying is, for the most part, this is 3% or less of our businesses. You know, people worked up over returns, and it's such a small percentage that they want to focus on. The time that they worry about all this, they could have listed they could have done, they could have invested in some training courses. They could have done some positive mental exercises. They could have done all kinds of stuff besides worry about the 3%. If it's a scam return, they are so good you can't do nothing but. I promise you, if they can get a brick and mortar, like Shane will tell you, they can get you online. So there's nothing you can do about it. Don't treat a good customer like a scammer, and just be thankful that we can still do this. I mean, this is a great way to make a living.
Yeah.
And one thing that Steve Alcorn says a lot, and like, I never really thought about it until he said it the other day, is he's right. You're not out the $150 for the VCR plus $30 in shipping. You're out the $3 you spent for that VCR, and if you get it back, you still can part it out and still make money.
Yep.
So
and the thing is free returns. I mean, it could hurt you or it couldn't hurt you, but I just don't do them just because I choose not to. But if you do, you do. I mean, and that's the thing is, you may not see a lot of returns, and you may. It just depends. I think a lot of it is, like Scott said, if you get a scammer, if you don't offer free returns, they're still going to freaking get you. Doesn't matter. It doesn't give you any protection on scammers either way.
Here's a question. With all electronics and whatnot, I've been wondering if I should just automatically just put them as for parts or repair not working, and then do a video and showing them that it works. But then if they try and return, I'm like, sorry, it was for parts or repair.
You know what I started doing, and I learned this off watching Chad. I started buying the electronic tamper-proof labels, and so I will test it and inspect it, and then once I do, I put it on the edge of the electronic. So if they take it apart and try to get a part out of it and then put it back together, that tamper-proof has a serial number, and once they tear it off, it leaves a residue, and it tears the serial number off on the VCR or whatever you're selling. Because a lot of people will buy stuff and take a part out of it and send it back because they just need the part.
The thing is, you say a lot of people. How many times has that happened to you, Shane?
I've seen it on the eBay forum. It's never happened to me.
Yeah, that's my question. How many times? Because what happens is those eBay forums, those Facebook groups, you have people the same mentality gathering together, and they feed one another. That I'm asking everybody on this panel, how many times has it happened to you?
For me,
zero for me.
Not zero for me. And I'm
going to answer this honest. I have sold almost $1 million worth of stuff on eBay, and I have sold probably 40,000 items. I don't know. I've got 22,642 feedback that are unique, and I've never been scammed. Now tomorrow I'm going to get screwed. Someone's going to bend me over, and I'm going to see. There I go. It's just who I am. Right. I can't be Rod.
I sold a copy of Assassin's Creed Origins, brand new, sealed. The guy said the disc was all scratched and said it wasn't sealed, which was complete and utter bullshit, and I was out $31.
And I can personally say video games are a super, for me, I love selling old video games, vintage NES, but video games are super high return, super high scammer. I've sold several video games. One, I always test every one, and a lot of the times this was on like a $5 game. The guy issued a return, an INAD, saying it didn't work. It worked. He just didn't. He knew I wasn't going to pay the shipping back. I just refunded him and moved on and said, keep the game. I don't even care. And
I did the same thing. How about you, Scott?
Video games are the only thing, I've had people play them and try to send them back.
Yep.
But on Amazon, I've had quite a few. And the problem with Amazon, if you want to talk returns, y'all need to go live in Amazon's world.
Yeah.
They have a specific list of like video games. Once you open a video game, you're not allowed to return it. But what did I get in a box yesterday? A damn video game return.
Yeah.
It was brand new, returned. It's played, returned, and sent back.
Yeah.
I mean, so they don't even honor their own policies. I mean, so
right.
There's a reason why I'm backing off Amazon some and coming back to eBay. Be careful what you wish for.
Yeah. I don't think there's as many scammers on eBay. I mean, Amazon, you hear all these horror stories. I don't think there is as many. I think what eBay is you just have those certain customers that either want to get something for free, or they want to look for a super good deal, or they just don't want to pay what you have it listed, so they're trying everything they can to get away from that. To get away from that price you're charging.
And I agree. I'm just saying that is a majority. I mean, a very small minority of the customer base that we have. Yeah. And when you, and just another thing on all these forums and stuff, you have to, okay, Don, I'll let her know. We're talking about a small base of even sellers that are on these forums compared to I don't even know how many eBay sellers there are, but because we're so close to these groups, we're active in social media, we're paying attention to Facebook, we're paying attention to YouTube, we're paying attention to all these other forms of social media that are specifically related to eBay, selling on eBay. Mm-hmm. There's a larger percentage that aren't even interested in this. So, sometimes I think that we get caught up in this small world that we forget about the larger percentage that isn't going into Facebook and complaining.
Well, and that's the thing is I think that you got to look at it kind of with the glass half full and
3/4 full for me, baby.
Yeah. And on the other side of it, you just got to protect yourself. Like, it's better for more protection than less. That's why I do all global shipping. I don't ship unless it's global overseas. I don't.
Just be careful on that. I don't know if you've experienced this recently, but you're still protected. But I've had a lot of parts of countries that slip through that don't go through GSP, so you have to quote them the full retail shipping rates. I mean, I sent. I think I talked about this the other night. I sent somebody a 3-ring binder of Pokemon cards for $15, and it cost them $60 to ship.
See, and I've never ever had that happen, and I don't know if it's just luck. I mean, I don't exclude any country. They're all open, but I just exclude if they're not a country that doesn't use GSP, they're excluded.
I'm the same. I had 3 of them slip through this week. I mean, it's crazy.
I have not sold anything out of the United States since probably 2008.
I just had 2 GSP orders go out last week in a row, 2 in a row.
I sold I don't know if anybody knows what BattleTech was, but
I do.
I had I probably had 400 different BattleTech miniatures that I sold every single one of them to either. It was between 2 guys. One guy was in New Zealand, the other guy was in Australia. I guess it's still popular out there.
Yeah. I do with vintage clothing. I do a lot of GSP orders too. Quite a few.
Let's see.
Those the like Japan and stuff like that, they love vintage clothing.
Oh yeah. Just catching up on chat here. I've ignored chat for like the last half hour.
I've been slowly trying to watch it.
I'm a horrible host.
But yeah, and what I do is I do as many things as I can to try to protect myself. But at the end of the day, if you get a return, you get a return. That's just business. But I'm not afraid of returns, but I do everything I can to protect myself. And that's really what a lot of people should do, I think.
Yeah, I used to do free returns and free shipping, and now I charge shipping on everything unless it's first class.
Yeah,
I just being because I'm small. I liken myself more as an eBay hobbyist than anything else. Simply because I don't call it part-time because I put a lot more time in it than I would a part-time job.
yeah.
And I enjoy the hell out of it. But I have screwed myself over with free shipping. That's why I completely get away from it. I mean, when you lower a price of an item and forget that you were offering free shipping on it, and all of a sudden you're barely breaking even. I mean, it doesn't take me long to figure out that I'm not going to worry about figuring that price into my sell price. But
I can tell you what is when I first started out, I made a ton of bad decisions with free shipping, and it was just learning,
And I think I really don't know, and that goes back and forth about everybody has their own opinion. I know as a consumer, when I go to look for an item on eBay, I don't look for things that are free shipping. I go up there and hit the button at the top that says sort by cheapest with shipping. It's just lowest with shipping. It's not lowest.
Yep.
So it's not gonna matter if you're selling something for $9 free shipping and I'm selling it for $6 and it's $270 or $280. I'm still gonna beat you because it's gonna come up to $877 or whatever.
Well, and I like how you said that, because before I list every item, I actually run that on every item I list, and I try to hit the lowest price on eBay every time.
Yeah, if eBay were to fix eBay, they'd make an easy way to report bad listings.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a camera, and it says it's new. It's the lowest price on eBay. Brand new, never used, just missing the box. That is not new. That's
pre-owned.
That is not in there. I mean, that is at highest new other.
Yeah.
But you see this all the time, that people take advantage of the listing, and there's no way to turn that in, because if you go to any way to report a listing for a violation of listing, unless it's one of the listing pre-filled things, there's no way to do it. That is a terrible seller who was getting over on a customer.
Yep. I bet you their feedback's not too great either, though.
What do you say? 83.3 is not good?
No, that's horrible.
I bet you they got that advice from a YouTuber.
Well, they've only got 12 feedback, but
I remember
hopefully
when
they didn't have to pay $250 for a phone call to get that advice. I love Chad's rant he went on Instagram. I thought it was hilarious.
Oh yeah, that's funny.
I remember when I first started watching YouTube on YouTube on resellers or resellers on YouTube. I was watching these people that were telling people to pack things in cereal boxes and where to get your shipping supplies.
What?
Yes, there are YouTubers out there that their older videos or new. I don't know. It was at least a year and a half ago. They were actually talking about where to get your packing supplies or shipping supplies, and telling people to use whatever you could find. And they were using cereal boxes. Where to get free shipping supplies? I think that was something in the title. But yeah, cereal boxes for shipping items.
Yeah, no.
And the paper mailers, I don't even know why. I've received things in those paper mailers, and I don't care if you wrap the damn thing in shipping tape, it's still gonna bust open.
Yeah, I get free shipping supplies, but it's not cereal boxes. I go dumpster diving for a lot of my boxes, and usually I don't pick up boxes unless they have very minimal writing on them. And I mean, I've never had a bad thing, but I usually go to Pier 1 because the dumpsters there, they will have garbage bags full of bubble wrap. Full of bubble wrap.
Really?
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
don't you have like 100,000 bubble mailers? I don't.
Yeah, but I don't want to use all my profit, dude. Come on.
That's like smoking weed and selling weed.
I know.
You can't do that.
You can't. I just sold a pack, I think yesterday on Macari for $40 a case. $40.
Yeah.
I will have to admit that I have shipped items in ice cream boxes.
That the worst item I've ever gotten shipped to me was off of Mercari. I swear it came. It smelled like curry. They shipped it in a Walmart bag.
What you do is you go to your public schools. You got 2 or 3 of them in your community. Even if you live in a small town, and drive around. Their boxes that they get their food in. Mm-hmm. It all comes from the same distributor. And man, those boxes are thick. Some of them are double walled, and they're awesome. They're awesome, great heavy duty boxes. That's awesome. A pro tip. Yeah, I get them all the time. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a pro tip.
Who doesn't want to see? Go ahead.
Here's a pro tip. Buy your boxes. You ain't got to chase nothing. Your time is worth more money than that. There you go. That's your pro tip.
No. Because you know how much a box freaking costs?
Yeah, it's a lot.
About a quarter.
No way. We ship probably, my Lord. I don't know how many items we ship a week. I've almost went through. Oh my gosh.
You've only sold like 1 today, so you're okay.
I know. We're listening. But
I don't ship everything in an ice cream box. But who doesn't want to get a package shipped in something that says banana fudge pop, red, white, and blue, the original bomb pop?
You know what? The Funko Pop I sold the other day. I took an Angry Orchard 12-pack box and cut it down, Frankenboxed it, and put the Funko Pop in that and shipped it out.
See, I just usually for me, the Pier 1 dumpsters, I know exactly when their garbage pickup is. So I'll go a day before, and it's just filled with awesome boxes, and I'll load my car up.
Right.
And I usually have to go to that dumpster like once a month.
How long does it take you to go to that dumpster?
I usually go on my way. I usually go on my way to Goodwill, and it's only about 5 minutes out of the way, and it takes me about
5 minutes.
20 minutes to load up my car.
20 minutes. How many boxes do you get, do you think?
Oh, man. There's times where I've gotten about 4 bags. So
how many is that?
I'll show you real quick.
Just throw me a number out. He's not working with me. He's overthinking this whole thing.
I'm gonna have to tell you, I bought all these shipping supplies ready to do.
Pier 1 has these bags in their dumpster, and it's already pretty much pre-bagged. You just get it out, and it's in a big garbage bag, and it's full of bubble wrap and usually foam pieces. I usually will get 5 or 6 of these in one.
I bet IKEA would be a great place to get that too.
5 or 6, and then I can pick up as many as 100 boxes.
Now here's 100 boxes, so
at least
that's $25 if you're paying a quarter a box.
Yeah,
that's $25. So for 20 minutes of your time, not only do you get $25 worth of boxes, but you get bubble wrap and styrofoam. And what you're doing is you're saving a little bit. You're saving the environment a little bit. You're saving that space, at least temporarily, in a landfill. You are saving space, because if you bought a new box, you would be replacing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I think it's worth my time to go out and source boxes.
At most, I got 40 years left. To hell with the environment.
Right on, brother. Right on.
I did not hear what he said. It's cutting out. I'll have to go back and watch it.
It's cutting out. I'll have to go back and watch it.
I have to tell you guys, I have all this vintage electronics. I have gaming consoles. I've just been letting it stack up. And I think I mentioned this before last week. It was really the fear of shipping this stuff because I didn't have all the supplies. So I went out and I bought all these supplies. I bought packing peanuts. That's what this story is around. I spent $99 and I bought 150 gallons of packing peanuts. I thought, oh, you know what? I'm waiting for them to be shipped. All of a sudden, the guy that's selling them calls me up and he's like, oh, I was wondering if your packing peanuts arrived. First of all, I thought it was weird. Out of the blue, I had the seller contacting me over the phone to find out if my packing peanuts arrived. I go, you know what? No, they haven't been delivered yet. He's like, well, I'm just letting you know that it's not coming from the normal place like you expect, USPS, FedEx. They're actually shipped through a freight company. So now I'm wondering, how in the hell, how big are these bags of 150 gallons of packing peanuts, and where the hell am I going to store them?
They're like 10 feet tall and like 6 feet wide, aren't they?
I don't know. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm waiting for the shipment. I'm waiting for the. I'll put it on a video.
I used to get them like that when I had my warehouse. They're literally, the bag is literally 9-10 feet tall and about 6 feet wide in diameter.
Oh my god!
No, I'll buy boxes when I get my coupon for my store, but I usually just pick them out of the dumpster because I'm a cheapskate, though.
Yeah, we use the coupon too for boxes, or we use stuff from the post office. But for me, it's just I enjoy it because while I'm out, I check in the dumpsters and just see what's there.
One time I found because my Pier 1's right across the street from a store called Tuesday Mornings. I don't know if you guys have those in your area. I found a freaking whole buffet table thrown in the dumpster, and all that was wrong with it was the glass was broken on the door. So I just put a piece of plexiglass over it from Menards.
I'm just going to make a statement. You're not going to see any dumpster diving videos from me.
Come on, Rod.
I'm seeing too many dumpster diving videos.
Yeah, you will see a packing peanut video coming soon.
Packing peanut video.
Hey guys, I just wanted to say it's been great chatting with y'all, and thanks for letting me jump on Belden and voice my pro eBay cheerleader routine. But I really enjoy it and enjoyed hanging out with y'all. But I'm gonna bow out. We'll catch y'all later.
Can't wait to see those packing peanuts.
Yeah. Good night.
And say that fast real quick.
Packing. It sounds like. Never mind. I'm not gonna say it.
Don't do it.
Not gonna say it on Doug's channel.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it sounds like. Yeah, he said it for me, so I didn't have to say it.
Delden don't have. He says I'll say whatever I want. He's like Cartman. He's my Cartman buddy.
He says I'll say it from the bathtub. I don't care.
Yeah. that bathtub thing might have been the best thing that ever happened to Delden.
I missed it. And you know what? I'm upset about it.
That's what got him on Chad's radar.
Yeah.
I still haven't had Chad on my channel. Of course, my internet sucks. So.
Oh,
guys, where's Dwayne at tonight?
He's probably in bed. He works a job too, so he's probably sleeping.
Who is it?
Dwayne.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I usually don't go to bed. I have to work tomorrow too, but I usually don't go to freaking bed till like 1, 2 in the morning. I get up about 6. But
Same here.
This week I've slacked because usually I put in about a lot of hours on reselling, and this week I haven't hardly listed a single thing because that listing challenge wore me out.
You wanted
I've listed all day today.
Yeah, I want it, but I usually list every freaking night, but I haven't done nothing.
How much did you win?
$63, I think.
Dang.
Here's my thing: is like I want to come home when I'm at work, and it's starting to slow down. I'm getting ready to go home. I'm like, okay, I got these 15 items I want to go home and I want to list tonight. And what do? I freaking jump on YouTube.
Yeah.
List, man. List.
Yeah.
Get on here and list. That's
For
what
me-
that's what Valerie and the ladies do. They just get on there and list and talk.
For me, YouTube is like, and I don't want to sound mean, but YouTube is like second to my business. So if I don't have everything done, I won't put up a video. That's why I haven't put one up in 5 days.
We got 29 viewers still.
But this weekend, I'll probably put up like 3 videos, but I'll also probably list a crap ton of stuff.
I don't know what's going on over on my channel, but I got 25 subs between this time yesterday and tonight. So I don't know if someone said something about me. I know that John mentioned me. John mentioned me in his video about the hutch because he was messaging me a lot about that. And I'm real knowledgeable on BMX, and he gave me a shout out. But I need to get on Pete's radar,
John.
I need to go start loving on Pete. He's the one that gives you the shout out and you get 1,000 subs. That's crazy. Lonnie's a good guy though.
I'm about 80 away from the elusive 1,000.
Yeah, so if there's anybody here that is not subscribed to Shane's channel, do you mind if I throw that up in the chat?
No, go ahead.
I was going to ask the guy that runs the channel.
Oh yeah, it's all right. Go ahead.
I was going to ask Delvin
Does it matter?
Okay. Yeah.
Does it matter?
If it was okay,
No,
because
I'm messing with you, Delvin.
Oh, it's all right, man.
I thought that was the most hilarious thing in the world, and I missed it.
It
and
was. I loved it. I watched.
Well, you know what that
it
means? You have to do it again.
I thought I seen a nipple, and I thought the phone was getting ready to go into the tub, and I'm like, I can't watch him lose his phone. I would feel so bad.
It wasn't my phone; it was my iPad, and for whatever reason, like if I hold my iPad this way, like it stretched my head out. If I flipped it vertically, it made my head like really tall, and I was drunk. I had like a 6-pack of Red Stripe in me. And I was just like, oh, the hell with it. I'm done.
No, I thought that was hilarious when you said that, and I wish I would have caught it. But what you should have done is you should have filled the tub up with bubble bath and then just put the bubbles on your nipples. So it was like this, a bubble mankini.
Shane will kick me off, or not Shane. Chad will kick me out of the resellers.
They used to have a moderator in there that did a show with Shane, and he was pretty. Yeah. I haven't seen anything from him in a while. Chris,
if you go back and watch some of my Facebook Live videos, I used to do karaoke in the shower. Facebook Live.
Oh God!
Like I would have my Pandora on one phone, and then I would have Facebook Live going on my other phone, and it was just facing the shower curtain, and occasionally I'd peek out from behind the curtain and sing. I'd get like 500-600 viewers doing that.
I went back on your YouTube channel and watched that. Watch you and Kirby were eating all that gross stuff from China or Japan or something. That was pretty funny. That was pretty funny.
I'll have to go check that out.
For 3 months and came back.
Yeah.
You see, another one I get comments on is the Wingstop review. Like a couple people have made mention that they were impressed with my skill to put a chicken wing in my mouth and come out completely bone dry.
Yeah, one bite eaten. That's the bomb there.
That's talented. That's what that is.
And then the Walmart jackassery.
That's kind of the same thing as like tying that cherry stick with your tongue, but Delton's doing it with a chicken wing.
I want to meet the female counterpart of that. I have a friend. His name's Andy Pritchett, and this guy is absolutely hilarious. I've been trying to get him to set up a YouTube account. This dude is epic. He is one of the most unfound funny people I've ever met. At our Golden Corral, I don't know if it made the national news or not, but the owner of the Golden Corral actually physically assaulted actually physically assaulted one of her employees, and he got this thing going called the UFC Fight at the Golden Corral, and literally had like thousands of people that said they were going to show up at this, and they had banners, and people showed up and they ate, and it was absolutely incredible. But then he said he turned around and he was going to run for the mayor of Cape Girardeau, and he ran a campaign and had a Facebook page. And he does absolutely crazy stuff. He called into a news station down in Texas, and the neighbor had posing like he was friends with the neighbor that he killed somebody, and he was calling in and he was talking to him on the news saying, I knew he was capable of this and all kinds of stuff, and got on the air. This dude, I said, he just recently, the video that he just did was he was sitting at a Tire Lube Express place, and he got a phone number and the name of a guy that came in there to drop his car off to get his oil changed. And the guy says, my name's so-and-so, and this is my phone number. He's got a photographic memory, so he just remembered it. He calls the guy in 5 hours and says that, I'm sorry, we just had to let a guy go because he shit in the back of your car. And he recorded this. And he posted it on Facebook. He called the lady a couple weeks ago and told her that a man had been killed in the hotel room that she was in, and that they were going to have to move her. And he does this stuff. And I'm like, dude, and he's the biggest. He's a sociopath because he has no remorse. He's the funniest sociopath I've ever met. His name's Andy Pritchett. He's crazy.
Oh my God. I have a buddy that does stuff like that, but he calls him from the phone at Verizon and then walks away, and the phone just keeps ringing because the people are calling back.
You mentioned Golden Corral. When I worked for the Road Show, we were in Council Bluffs, Iowa, I believe. And, some people don't really have a whole lot of stuff that was of value, but still want to break the ice with them and make them feel welcome. And while you're, kind of examining their collections or whatever. And there was this lady that she had gray and black frizzy hair. She had her Iron Maiden concert t-shirt on. Her husband had a Judas Priest concert t-shirt. And I was like, so I'm just looking at their shitty costume jewelry. And I was like, so where's a really good place to eat at around here? And she's like, well, what are you in the mood for? I was like, well, I'm kind of a steak and potato kind of guy. And she looks at me and leans in and puts her hands on my wrist, and she says, honey, have you ever heard of Golden Corral? It's amazing.
Oh, my Lord.
I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
John, did you say that guy had a YouTube or no?
No, I'm trying to talk him into YouTube. I told him, I said,
I want to watch that stuff. He'll go viral.
I posted his link to his. Adam is a friend on Facebook. He's got 4,700 friends, so he can only add another 300 people, and he'll be full. He ran the City of Cape Girardeau page, and people thought he would post some crazy stuff like we're gonna close down, or like you should like the stuff that he wrote. Like he posted. This is the listen to this.
Is he really the mayor of Cape Girardeau?
No, he's not. He posted 2 pictures of bear cubs, and he posted them in a buy sell trade page. Says that he was in the woods and he found these 2 lost dogs, and people went batshit crazy.
On his Facebook page, it says Mayor of Cape Girardeau in her parentheses. Dude, I just added him as a friend.
And he has this picture now where Fireball whiskey. Apparently, he likes to drink a lot, and there's this truck accident where Fireball whiskey, that's his favorite whiskey, is like all over the highway. So he's like, okay, this is okay. This is. I don't think you can hear it because I don't have my. Okay, I'm gonna show the URL and I'm gonna post this. This is the one to where he called the guy up at the daggum. Where he called the guy up at the daggum from the Tire Lube Express place. He's nuts. I told him, I said, dude, you realize the money, because he built a Facebook page up to over 30,000 people. I said, you realize how much money you'd be making on YouTube if you had 30,000 subs? I said, you'd probably be making $1,500 to $2,000 a month.
Yeah. He'd be a full-time YouTuber in a year.
Yeah, he's nuts. The stuff that he comes up with, the quippy things that he says. He says, I just want to be wealthy enough to use the shopping cart when I shop for alcohol at dirt cheap. And what he does is he tags all these local businesses in his posts, and sometimes they tag back and they're funny. But earlier he tagged something about that if you have a beard and you can't change your own tire, that you need to go to this local salon and have them wax it off your face. And the lady from the salon messaged him and says, why are you tagging my business? And he's just nuts. Like, if you like drama, if you like Facebook stalking drama, this is the honey hole. It's the best. It's absolutely the best. It's like, how many dates do you have to go on before it's okay to ask her to fill her purse with Fazoli's unlimited breadsticks, like asking for a friend? And he tags Fazoli's and Capes in it. He's so good at this that our local news, the KFBS 12, that he had one of their people. He said that she had an $8 haircut. I can't remember the post, but she made a post about him on her personal Facebook page, and the drama blew up. It was hilarious. That's my gift to you guys for the night. I mean, he's like liquid gold.
Oh, night, Nikki.
Sorry, I'm listening to that prank call.
Kind of a small problem with it. One of our employees, Rant, your car when he was. Did you smell that when you were driving home? Well, you gotta go and check, because we checked our security cameras and we're pretty sure we could see him taking a shit in your car. Yes, I have to go outside. Okay, I can hang on a minute. You got the wrong car. Oh no, this definitely is yours. You saw it on the cameras. Well, I don't know where you. Oh, it's possible maybe in the back seat, or it could have rolled under the seat while you were driving. Well, you know, it could have rolled under the seat when you were going home. I don't have a clue what you're talking about. Shh. I'm talking about shit. I know what you're talking about, but there ain't no shit in the car. Well, maybe it's in the trunk then? Did you check in the trunk? What the f*** are you talking about? Perhaps it's in the truck, sir.
Oh gosh. Whew. Oh, that was hilarious. You know what that reminds me of? There was a comedian called Roy Mercer. Roy D. Mercer. Yep.
Yeah.
Roy Mercer was a radio out of Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Yeah. And he did all these prank calls.
How big a boy are you? Boy, you need a good country ass whooping.
I'm going to come on down there.
He prank called Goldberg, and he's like, do you want me to open a whole barrel of whip ass on you? And he's like, do you know who I am? And he's like, yeah, you're Goldberg.
That's Roy D. Mercer here. How big of a boy are you?
Oh man. No, that is funny.
And that's not even the funniest thing he's did. The one that he did with the hotel room, that was incredible. He does some stuff that you're just like, what in the world? Like, here's one that he posted. I called up 2 people who are having yard sales in the area.
That had 199 views just on his private Facebook page.
Yeah. I told him I was going to steal them and upload them to my YouTube page so that I could listen to him, or so I could steal all of his money.
Dude.
He's funny. He's a funny dude.
He's so funny.
Yeah, the stuff that he does is just crazy.
Oh. Whew. That was a good laugh.
Yeah, that's the yard sale one that he just did. He's hilarious. The stuff that he comes up with, because he's always on his A game. He's always looking for something like that dude just walked in and gave his name and phone number, and the first thing he thought of is, I'm gonna F with this dude.
I'm gonna prank you.
Yeah.
But I think it's hilarious.
He just accepted my friend request.
Yeah, me too. He just accepted mine too. On his Facebook, it says parentheses Mayor of Cape Girardeau. I think that's the funniest thing in the world.
And he posts his pictures of the mayor of the Cape Girardeau, and he says that he has pimp like jury on like a. I mean, the dude is a thorn to their existence. It's just crazy. Yeah. But when he got the people from the KFBS 12, I mean, this is a large TV station. He always posts pictures of Grant. The weatherman is Grant Dade, and he's always posting all kinds of crap about him. Like, here's one where he actually made a post about some car dealership getting a DeLorean in, and that he tagged them in the post and told them that to call up and ask for a test drive. And they said, and they're like, we don't have a DeLorean.
Oh no, he posted it multiple times, and he has over 700, 800 views on the oil change prank call on 2 different videos.
Yeah,
they posted. That's just on his freaking Facebook page.
Wow.
Seriously.
The dude's a hero. He's a hero. He's an anti-hero. He's a Deadpool of just random regular dudes. This is what he is.
I love Deadpool too.
Yeah,
Well, I'm just sitting here shirt cocking it. So.
Shirt cocking it.
Oh, that movie was hilarious.
He even looks funny. He even looks funny though too. He looks like he'd be a funny guy.
It says he's got a picture of Grant Dade here. It says released from this weekend forecast for the Heartland, weekend forecast for Southeast Missouri. It's drunk, and it's got a picture of that dude holding the thing of Fireball whiskey. And I don't know how he does not get trouble for defamation of character or something. I don't get it.
Drunk.
And it's like the most prominent news guy in Southeast Missouri that he's always ragging on.
Jason Static. Deadpool's overrated. Come on, Jason.
Jason, we can't hear you with the mouthful of pity dick.
Oh, God.
That was my favorite line in the whole movie.
He says, I'm drinking Busch beer on my front lawn shirtless while listening to Hank Jr. If anyone wants to come over and talk about how fast their Camaro can go. I mean, he just he shit posts all day long.
Yeah, I think if he made videos, he would be pretty big in the YouTube prank community.
It says the Groundabout Coffee House in Jacksonville will be changing their name to Grounds for Divorce to better reflect their proximity to the Cape County Courthouse since roundabouts or so last year. He shit talks that city all day long. He drinks like a freaking fish. I don't know how he's not dead.
You're kind of quiet now.
So what does he do for a job?
I don't know if he does anything.
Sells on eBay.
You don't really know him. You're just
sells on eBay.
No, I'm friends with him as far as I'm just friends with him on Facebook.
So
he got me. There was a local guy from my community that is his name is Sean Barnes, and he's like the biggest Sean Barnes. Like if you knew him, you would every other guy you met like him, you would call him a Sean Barnes. He drives a Mustang. He has a mullet,
so
he got his Filipino bride knocked up in the Philippines and married her and told her that he was rich. And when he brought her over here, he was living in his mom's house, and his mom's defended him his whole life and got him out of jail. And he goes to jail for selling weeds to little kids. And he's got this big pit bull, and it comes into my buddy's shop and it just tears stuff up, cardboard and everything. And he just walks out, and he's a Sean Barnes. Well, anyways, that fight for the city of Cape Girardeau, that he would every once in a while he'd pick on somebody. Well, he picked on Sean Barnes and said that Sean Barnes is something about knocking up more women in Madison County than Jehovah's Witnesses knocking on doors or something like that. Well, this guy got word and it kind of blew up. But anyways, I don't know. I'm done talking about Andy Pritchett. You guys follow him. But you will, if this guy doesn't kill himself by drinking himself into an early grave, he'll be somebody someday, like the old song.
So if Sean Pritchett or Andy Pritchett and Bonafide where, like John, I want to have a deep-seated homosexual relationship with you. Which one would you sleep with?
Oh well, of course, bona fide. I mean,
Oh my gosh, you guys! are
Andy is he's probably he don't take care of himself. He'll sleep with anything. I got standards. Somebody's gonna go tell Chris what I said. I'm just kidding. If you watch that, Chris, keep watching a few more minutes. I'm not sleeping with no dudes. It's a weird joke because I think you're cool and everybody thinks I got a man crush on you, which I might. It's okay. It's 2018.
Oh my god. Channel's going to hell.
Well, at least it's
I'm never getting monetized.
Going
at
to
least,
hell.
at least it's midnight.
I am 3 subs away from 200.
I know it's 197, right?
Yeah.
I know.
I have quadrupled in a week.
Hey, let me see what I can do about that.
We can get. I can log in with one of my troll accounts and give him another one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I want real ones.
98.
They are real.
They're as real as real can be, son.
You want real one? They come out and play.
200! Yay!
I think I'm going to. You know what? I guess if I'm at right now, I should just go ahead and roll out another contest.
You're growing quick, man. I don't know anybody else that took a bath in a live video in a bathtub last week and is setting at 200 subs this week. I remember when you were riding home in your car and you were like, "Is anybody out there?" And now you got like 30 people watching you in a week. In a week,
13 subs that when I did that.
In a week, dude. I don't know. I don't know what you're expecting, man.
For me, I think YouTube is about staying consistent. And I know for me, I have not been consistent because when I first started, like the first 7 months, I posted like one video a month.
My goal, I will be at 1,000 subs by the end of July.
Oh my gosh, that's a big one. That's like Jason Static saying he's going to list 1,000 items by the end of this month.
And
100.
Calling you out, Jason Static.
Jason, how many have you listed so far?
Two.
He
works 6 days a week.
I know.
He works 6 days a week. I'm like, dude.
But I give props to the guy because I mean, for me, I work a lot too. But you got to dream big, you know. And you gotta really hustle.
Me and him went to don't hate. We went out and ate Chinese food the other day, and we went shopping and stuff. And Jerry, he's real good. He finds stuff. I had a whole cart full of stuff, and I'm like, "What did you get, Jason?" He's like, "I'm picky." I'm like, "You're picky, all right. You're slow. We done got all the good stuff."
I'm picky.
So I bought him lunch so that he would feel better.
No, but it is about consistency because that's when mine started finally picking up. Was when I started putting out stuff, and doing a weekly show, and all that crazy stuff. That I tried to put out 5 a week plus the 2 shows.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it like Scott said, like I was doing 1 a month, and I had, I don't know, it took me 7 months to get 400 or 500 subs, and then I started putting out 2, 3, 4 videos a week, and last month I did like 130, 140 subs in 1 month.
That's awesome. That's awesome. But you're so funny, man. Like, I think the thing is that you need to let your personality come out. I mean, because you're funny, dude.
Right.
I know you think like me, and you're thinking the same things I'm thinking. I'm just the one that says them. I'm glad we live a couple 100 miles apart. That would be a bad day.
Yeah, because we'd probably be hanging out all the time, man. Seriously.
Yeah, we'd be doing live stuff all the time.
Yeah.
And John would be like, "Hey Shane, does this smell like chloroform?"
Hey, he's
Shane would wake up with a beer bottle in his ass.
I'm gonna make it to Missouri here shortly, and those videos are gonna be epic.
Oh yeah. Well, if you make it to Missouri, Scott, let me know and let John know because I only live like 2 hours from St. Louis. I go there a lot to source.
Yeah. Yeah, you can ask Jason. He asked me to go do something with him. I'm like, man, I'm gonna go. And then like when it comes around, I'm like, dadgum, where'd all this work come from?
Yeah.
Hey, but Deldon, I got you a gift.
A golden Coca-Cola bottle?
It's not a beer bottle.
Hey, did you buy that lamp?
No, I didn't. Somebody was wanting to know what it was worth, and I was like, I don't know. I was trying to play it cool.
I think
I was like, but I know a guy that might. You did, but I think she kind of realizes it's worth something.
I don't think it's worth probably $40. That'd be about it.
Yeah, so I don't want to mess with it. I do like selling those lamps like that because you can break them down and they fit in a box real nice. So if you find something really ornate, like I'll snag it if it's for $5 and I'll sell it on eBay, and they sell really good because you don't have to ship it with the shade. I've never sold a shade on eBay. That's just a horror. I wouldn't even want to do that.
Tomorrow I will be listing all night. For real.
Until you pop into my channel about 10:30.
Nope, not gonna happen.
Yes, it will.
Nope.
Yes, it will.
You can pop in. You just don't have to. I listed. I don't know how many items I listed. Well, I still got a couple more items. I still got the bottle. 1, 2, 3. I still got 5 items to list before I go to bed.
Heck, I don't even have anything prepped because I prep all mine before I list them. So I take pictures and everything, and then polybag it and put it in a big tote, and then I'll just list it all at once. And I don't even have anything prepped. I've been slacking this week super hard, but I have like,
I wonder what happened. I wonder where John Belushi went to.
I sold another item on the show. Let's keep going.
Nice.
How much are you up to? I sold the $19 CD, so woohoo.
I'm at $347.
Damn.
Awesome.
I'm at as of right now.
I'll take a 10% commission, Scott.
I'm at.
You stand down in traffic and wait.
Hell yeah, I'm at $45 today.
Do you practice these comebacks? It's like Scott. I want a book of Scottisms. They teach that stuff at University of Alabama, I guess.
You know it.
I was a young shy kid there. I've blossomed into complete wackiness.
You'd have been cool to go to college with, I bet.
Party with, drink some beer.
Delvin hates me.
Hey, I think Scott, what happened with the guy that poisoned the trees at Toomer's Corner?
They threw his out of jail.
Oh, did they?
I think he's out on supervised probation now with the ankle monitors, all that crap in the trailer park. Or he might have died. He had cancer. I forget that dude's name.
Wow.
I think it's straight up crazy. Harvey Updike.
Let's see. I have
Jason's.
Tomorrow I'm listing super hard. For real.
I have one offer and 47 items with watchers.
Nice. How much do you got listed again?
Right now, I got 271 items.
It's not bad.
$6,581.55 with fixed price.
I got 332 actives and a little over 730 multiple accounts.
Well, they kept banning me.
Maybe back then, but I mean now you can sell on multiple accounts. There's no policy against it.
I listed 27 items today. By the time it's all said and done with, I'll have 32 items.
Damn.
That'll put me at almost 1,180 items. If I would have stuck to my guns and stayed away from the blue shirted Deldon, I would I would have been okay. But I come in here because I'd only had to list another 20 items today and been at 1,200.
I wasn't gonna list tonight anyway because I had to ship out a few items, and I figured I was gonna. Usually on the weekends, I will list hard on Friday and list up like 20 or 30, and then I'll go garage sailing till about 3 o'clock in the evening on Saturday, and then I'll list all night Saturday, pretty much.
Look at all that good merchandise Deldon has there. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm guessing there's 2 more over here. 11 pieces of electronics.
And he's doing 3-hour hangouts on YouTube.
I think because he's before you know it, he'll be selling ebooks, and he'll have Deldon's Blue Room.
Deldon's Bathtub Prodigy.
That's right. $150, and I'll call you from the bathtub. I was over on I was watching Rockstar earlier, and apparently he's coming up with a new show idea on his channel. He's going to be doing a hard goods show with Tanya. So I was kind of like, I don't know if I like that idea, but it's a jewelry show. But he's talking about having somebody come on doing electronics. I'm like, man, he's got 64,000 people that sub to him. I said, you'll have 60 instead of selling every 64,000 people trying to sell Tommy Hilfiger shirts. They'll be out there trying to hustle up the Sony Walkmans and
but you gotta realize people who watch these shows. I mean, at most 10% are going to even pay half attention, and of those 10%, how many are going to act on it?
That's so true. That is entirely true. Just like people get scared of sharing their eBay link in their YouTube videos, but not very many people are going to go to it and act on it and go and see your items.
Yeah, I actually had somebody send me a message today saying, I was just checking out your store. I can't believe you're over 600.
Yeah.
How have you done? I'm like, yeah, my kids listen.
I got my kid to list all my stuff.
Just wait till the end of the summer. Hell, we ain't even made it to July.
Yeah, you'll be at over 1,000 by then.
Yeah, he's listening 140 a week, and he's got what 8 weeks.
Yeah.
If I can get 100 more subs,
what the hell?
He's gonna take a shower.
No,
standing over his phone.
I get 100 new subs from 1 week from today. I have 2 shiny 1964 silver quarters to give away.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
He has a hey, speaking of the Alabama Pickers, apparently he left a message on my video on my the video that we did that was 5 hours. he said thanks for the shout out.
He posted a video a few minutes ago.
Yeah. Dusty, I like him. I like him and his wife. His wife's funny too.
Yeah, your wife don't do anything on the YouTube with you, Scott?
Because she don't care anything about my YouTube.
Oh, really?
She does her own YouTube.
Yeah, right.
It's a channel about living with Scott.
That's how my wife is, though. She don't want to be involved in the business or nothing. She takes my packages to the post office, and that's all she wants to do. And you know what? I'm fine with that. Whatever, you know.
When you blow up, though, and you're at like 60,000 subs and making enough money to drive a brand new Land Rover around, she'll be like, "Hey, I'm kind of interested in this now."
Land Rovers are absolute garbage.
They are. My wife wanted one, and I was like, "No, stay away."
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about Land Rovers and Jaguars, and they're made by the British.
Yes.
They don't take care of their teeth. You can't convince me they make a quality automobile.
Look at Austin Powers. He had a badass.
I sure hope Bumcrack Picker ain't in chat.
Why?
Because he's
British. I've been watching a picking show today, and it's this dude from England, and man, I'm in love with this show.
All right, say you're in love with that dude. John, just go ahead and come out.
I'm not coming out. I do not like wiener.
If you're into
Like
picking or whatever, it's okay, buddy.
And I know it is. I have no problem with anybody who wants to do whatever they want to do. I love. Its name's Drew, and it says Drew goes shopping at a war museum. But it's Quest TV. And the guy's he's cool. I'm gonna pop a link in the chat just so if somebody would like watching it's like English American Pickers, but the dude's
just
English.
Promoting everybody else in my channel, please.
This dude is just he's got 103,000 subscribers, and he's like above what we're doing. This is production. 200. Yeah, well, maybe a bunch of people go over there and they'd be like, they go over there and leave comments on his channel, be like, we're here from Deldon's channel. And then he's like, Deldon, come on my show.
Yeah, I see that happening.
You never know, man.
You never know, man.
No. This guy is not a YouTube creator. He's not a YouTube guy. He's a like a network TV guy.
Jason in the house.
Uh-oh. Everybody quit talking about him now.
Jason, how many listings you got done?
I think I've listed more today than he's listed all month.
Surely you got 1,000. Surely you got 1,000 already.
Yeah, I got
so
1,500.
Dusty's in here. Why don't you throw him a link?
All right.
Did you say 1,500?
Yep.
How many did you list this month? Oh, so you got to 1,000 then, didn't you?
Do what?
You got to 1,000 then. You beat your goal.
No, I haven't. I haven't even broke 100.
There's always next month, man. Always next month.
Yep.
Over promise, under deliver.
That's right. That's right. That's exactly what you should be doing.
That's the whole purpose.
Hey, if you really want somebody needs to wake up Jim Ventura and let Jim start telling us some stories. that is one funny dude.
Who's that?
In the chat, it's Jim and Tara Carey. Jim's on my morning show every now and then. He's been sick lately, but that is one funny dude. Well, send Jim a link. Hey, Tara, wake Jim up and tell him we need some stories.
How do you? If they're not friends with me on Facebook, how do you send them a link?
He's too old and has a bad camera. But he makes up for it with that smooth radio voice.
Oh, man.
Is Dusty coming in? He's too old.
I sent him a link.
Yeah.
If he wakes up Tristan, she's probably going to kick his ass.
Yeah.
That's why you don't see Joni in videos, because Joni is just as crazy as Tristan, and I take enough hell as it is that I don't need her on video giving me hell. Dusty says he's peeing. Lord have mercy.
Peeing? But I got 5 more items to list. I gotta get done. You should see, like, I have a mountain. Like, I'm gonna move my webcam, and I'm gonna see if you guys can see that. But do you see that mountain of?
I see a printer. I see a printer and a couch.
What the heck?
Oh, he listed through it.
I see nothing but like pixels.
Yeah,
pixels.
It's because your camera sucks, John.
Your internet's terrible.
Like you're recording from a queue.
Why don't you not get dial-up internet and then get actually?
I would love to not have dial-up internet.
Hey, John, next thing I sell, I'm going to buy you a decent camera.
My webcam is awesome. It's a Logitech. It's an awesome internet. It's just the internet that sucks. It's just, man, it's a travesty.
I'm going to set up still streaming to get you better.
You're still streaming Netflix and porn.
If you save up from that, you can get rid of that 14.4 and get up to 58K.
Yeah.
I think what it is that I use my OBS to actually throttle my bit rate, and that helps a lot with my video.
That's what she said.
Mm-hmm. That's what she said.
He likes the throttling.
Throttle that bit rate.
Why
How
is
you
the
like that?
camera stuck on me? I'm not highlighted.
I'm seeing everybody.
Yeah, me too. I think it's stuck on Scott.
I'm
Thanks for
stuck
the
on
link,
Scott.
Alan. I appreciate it.
No, it's just stuck on the hammer.
The 9-pound hammer.
You don't have the white rings not around yours.
No.
No.
Nope.
9-pound hammer.
So I put the white ring around you, Scott, and then I take it off, and it goes right back to me.
I think it's because you're the host. Is that why?
No, like
I don't
10
know.
minutes ago, everybody would as soon as somebody started talking, you would come up.
It just switched to me, then it switched back to you. I'm a little behind over here.
He's spitting.
Bump on the bump, 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 bump.
It's all right. They can sit there and look at all your manliness.
Right. All of this.
Oh, your manliness.
Got to kill me.
Don't
Stop.
die, please.
Scott.
Okay, I'm gonna do something real quick.
Yeah, it's
I'm gonna
definitely stuck on. It's definitely stuck on you.
I don't know why. I'm not.
Delvin, why is your webcam not shitty today? What are you streaming on?
He bought a new one.
What'd you buy?
The one you gave me a link to?
I didn't. I don't think I gave you a link, did I?
Yeah.
I gave you a link, Dylan.
The Papa link.
That's me.
That wasn't me.
That was me.
It was Jason.
That was Jason. Would you buy a Logitech C920 or a C930?
God damn you thing.
Jason, what webcam did Delvin buy?
It's a Papa.
It's called a Papa Look.
Oh.
Little cheap ass thing, but it streams in. But it's got 1080p and pretty decent.
And it was
That looks good.
Yeah. All you got to
Yeah,
do
it
is
looks good.
have a good light source.
Yeah.
It works. It'll pick up great. Like even if I turn my light off, like still pretty good.
See, my camera is good, but my light sucks. My eBay room was down in my basement, so
I bought this little
lighting.
thing right here. I'm gonna move this around. It's a little ring light. I don't know if you can see that.
yeah. It's nice.
And it actually if you there's a little clip here, and you can change the lighting color. I don't know if you can see the colors changing.
Yeah.
And then you can also turn it up and turn it down. It's too dark.
That's
Really?
awesome.
Yeah. I'll send you let's see if I can send you a link to it. That's not on that's on not on the actual camera, Delvin.
Hey,
It's on
Delvin, Don Maserati says she wants you to take another video from the bathtub.
Heck, let's all go to the bathtub, guys. Come on, let's go.
I've got standards. You got to buy me dinner first.
I'm gonna shoot a video
Next
from
time,
the.
we'll
from
meet
the
in
toilet.
Festus. I'll buy you the Chinese dinner, John.
I would like the Chinese because the Chinese women in there were pretty, and the
That
food
place
was
was
decent.
so goddamn hot.
It was hot.
Shiny my
It was hot.
head is.
It was like I was sitting at work.
Don says, "Nice lap shot, Sheldon." Delvin. I almost called you Sheldon. Oh man.
Okay, I got a question. Is my video better now?
Yeah, it looks better.
Okay. What I use is, and I'm telling you, Delden, that OBS, you can go into your settings, and what you can do is under your output, your streaming, you can do a constant bit rate, and you set it at 3500, and then your buffer size is 3500, and it'll really help with some of your issues, like but you should have good internet. You live in freaking Dallas.
Yeah. No, it was just yesterday or the other day. His camera just sucked. He bought one of those Dollar General cameras.
But I have to use this program because it kind of
I
helps.
sent you a link to that ring light.
Oh, okay.
Dun, 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 dun.
The 9-pound hammer. So, did anybody find anything cool today?
Nope,
I didn't go out and buy a darn thing.
I didn't either. I will be this weekend.
I found 60 customers wanting food. That's what I found today.
Nice.
Other than that, no.
That's awesome.
I'll be hitting yard sales hard Saturday morning, pretty much most of the day.
I'm gonna be yard selling it up in the morning.
Look for another one of those Steve Jobs bags I can buy for $2 and sell for 70.
Did you sell it already?
$70.
Awesome, man. That's sweet.
Sold it. Oh man, 10 minutes after I listed it.
No way.
Yeah,
That's crazy. I'm gonna reproduce those.
and be
Just make cheap knockoffs of them and be like reproduction
right.
bag.
Believe
I
it
mean,
or not,
really, if it,
I shipped it to frickin' Wisconsin, of all places that it could go.
Wisconsin. That is weird.
Wisconsin.
What's wrong with Wisconsin?
I mean, something like that. Like, I've sold a lot of vintage, like, Levi's stuff, especially like when you get into the orange tabs. Pretty much every one I sold went to California and went to North Hollywood or something like that. But I just didn't expect that to sell to Wisconsin.
I was really hoping that the Alabama picker was going to come in here and class us up a little bit, but I guess we don't get lucky. I'm going to get up early one of these days, and I'm going to go on. I want to get on Scott's show. I'm not going to hold my breath for that though.
I don't get up early for that. Well, I get up early for work, but on the weekends,
You gotta be dashingly good looking like myself to get on Scott's show.
He gave me an open invitation, but I think the only reason why he did that is because he knows that I'm only going to watch the replay and I'm never going to actually make it through the show. This morning, I don't know if you've seen it, Scott, but I went to bed, or yesterday morning, I went to bed at 3:30 or 4 o'clock, and I put in the chat, and I go, hey, I'm here for your show. Does this count? And then I went to bed.
It disappears after a little while.
Oh, that sucks.
Man, I can't stay up that late.
I don't like to because I was back up at 9:30 this morning, but I only need to sleep between 3 and 9. If I get that's when I sleep. If I can sleep then. And what I've done is I used to have all my windows in my bedroom blacked out, so there was times that I would sleep till noon, and I'm like, that just.
There's a man named Leonard who lives in a box at the end of his bed.
All right, y'all. I'm getting out of here. I'm gonna go to bed.
See ya.
See you guys later.
Tell your puppy.
I'm not coming in tomorrow because I'm gonna be listening.
You're coming in tomorrow. Tell your puppy hello.
I will for sure. See y'all later.
See you tomorrow.
Not tomorrow. Not tomorrow.
Yes, you will.
Tomorrow.
So what's your plans in the morning, Scotty? Too hot? Are you going to be out hitting them yard sales?
I keep thinking no, I've got enough crap, but you know the lure of the yard sales is hard to resist.
I know how an alcoholic feels when they drive past a bar, because when I drive past a yard sale, do you know what I'm talking about? If you're driving and you see a yard sale and you're just like, I don't know, man. I'm horrible.
It's hard to drive by when I don't really possess that kind of strength.
I don't like getting messages from eBayers at 12:45 at night. I don't know what's up with that.
It could be Windows, you know, it's still only 10 o'clock.
Yeah, that would be okay. I got an item from you today and it don't work.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
When it says, if I click on it on the message and it says ended, then I'm like, damn. But if like this one says ends July 29th, so they're just asking a random question.
Yeah, there's probably 50 yard sales here tomorrow. So.
Oh my God, they want me to rate it. Okay, this is the question. This is good stuff right here. Hello, I'd like to buy this phone to replace the same model I have, which has become inoperable. Can you please tell me This one looks pretty good, almost like it's unused. What would you rate it 1 to 10? Also, can you please tell me the absolute lowest price you'd accept? No.
No.
No. And they live in Beverly Hills, California. No joke. And they've been registered since January 3rd, 1999. Beverly Hills.
There's actually 6 yard sales out my way.
Get up and hit those, man. You can get up late, dude. Sleep in till like 8:30, 9 o'clock, and then get up and hit them. I do that all the time and find crazy stuff.
One thing that's like weird here, that like back when I grew up in Illinois, is here the garage sales, they're on Friday, but they're like from like 8 a.m. to like noon. But back home, I don't know, maybe it's just everybody worked, but they on Fridays they're like from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. And then
I like nighttime.
Yeah.
I find that they do really well. If you do on a Friday, if you do a 4 to 6 yard sale, that you will absolutely kill it, because if somebody knows that you had a yard sale on Friday morning, they won't go to it on Saturday morning because they think all the good stuff's gone.
Yeah.
That's genius marketing skill.
And me and Harlan we'd look at the map and just start driving.
I like how Chris does it. He's really smart. He writes it all down. And another person that does it really good is Lonnie. Lonnie does a really good job. He puts all of his stuff in MapQuest, and it maps it out for him. I need to start tracking mileage in my other car because I'm losing a ton of money.
Okay, so 2 of them are the same estate sale I've already been to. 3 of them are the same estate sale. So there's not really 6 out here. The same estate sale has 3 dots. Damn it.
Maybe you can find something that's cheaper. I don't know. I have a bad habit of going back, and
it was awful. That was one of the worst estate sales. It was.
Yeah. I just gonna go buy the one tomorrow and see if they still have the slides. If I can pick them up for $4, I'm gonna pop on them, and if not, then
I'll get the video posted, and you'll go, "Oh my god, it's awful."
Yeah. I have video to process and to put together for my trip to Georgia. I still need to do.
Because I'm not a chicken like Lonnie. I'll just wear the camera and videotape everything. I don't care.
Lonnie, poor Lonnie. I was so crazy. His wife having that Hutch bike.
Man, that's incredible.
But it's a junior model, which is pretty cool. It's even more rare, I think.
Yeah, somebody in the chat and I think they call it a mini. It's much more rare than the other ones.
Yeah, it could be a $2,000 bike. Just not throwing a big number out there to hype it up, but literally it could be a $2,000 bike, 1,500 easy.
Wow.
I went into a Goodwill and I picked. This is a crazy story. Went to a Goodwill and I picked up a bike for $20. I looked at it and I go, "That's something." And I bought it. It ended up being a Jammin' Jimmy Werner, and he was a motocross bike rider. But they made a bike a couple years. I sold that thing for over $500 to a guy that's on one of the. I put it on eBay and I sold it on eBay, but I sold it to a guy off of the BMX Museum Facebook group. A great group of guys, especially if you want to learn BMX stuff and learn how to flip it. That's a good place to go watch. But I sold it to the guy. The day he got my bike that I shipped to him, he lived in California, was a super cool dude. He was walking around at a flea market, and hanging up on the fence was a Jammin' Jimmy Werner BMX jersey. And he says, "Those are harder to find than the bike." And he says, the day I got the bike was the day that I picked up that jersey. And he sent me the story. And I said, "That's, man, just the universe was good to you today, bro." It was cool.
Kind of a very similar story. About 2.5 years ago, we had a guy order a robin egg blue Audi TT, and with red and yellow leather seats. It was hideous. The day he came to pick up that car, he was wearing a robin egg blue suit with a red shirt with yellow stripes and matching shoes.
That's weird. What was the guy's nationality? What was his ethnicity?
Honky.
He's a white dude, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting.
An old white dude who had more money and knew what to do with. Like, the car was like a $60,000 car. It was a TTRS. But then, like, the paint job was an extra, like, 12 grand. The custom interior was an extra 30 grand. It was stupid. And you never get that kind of money back out of it, ever.
Not for a car like that that's at custom.
So.
Unless it was John Voight's car. Anybody ever see that episode of Seinfeld? John Voight's LeBaron. It's funny. As a car salesman, you should be. Are you wearing that Guns N' Roses shirt that you snagged from? Look at that. He picked that up when we were thrifting the other day. That's a nice shirt. That's a $40 shirt or something, wasn't it? You're gonna wear it?
I love it.
I know. I thought about it. It was my size too, but I'd end up wearing it to church and people would look at me funny.
That's the best time to wear something like this. I used to wear Misfits t-shirts to my church when I was younger. If you've ever seen Misfits shirts, big giant skulls. There was this one where it was a bunch of demons and zombie looking like things.
I guess it's
like
better
an altar
than
and it said Earth AD on it. It's phenomenal.
Rebel.
They loved me.
Well, that's what we're supposed to do.
Yep. I was the little outcast, the black sheep of the church.
Wouldn't be at mine.
All right, guys. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. I gotta be at work in 6 hours. So.
Yeah, me too. I gotta get up and go to work in 6 hours.
I'm gonna get off here. I appreciate everybody joining me tonight. I appreciate everybody watching. I appreciate all the thumbs up, even the thumbs down. They all.
Yeah.
But
it all works the same when it comes to the YouTube algorithms. Is that a negative attention is still good attention?
Yeah. And as always, everybody, please share your smile freely without reservation with everybody you come across. You don't know their story. They could be going through some serious shit. Your smile could, in fact, be the only bit of sunshine in their day without. God bless you. I love you all. We will talk again soon. Peace.
Peace.
We out.